In the middle of the night, or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, IndieComicsNetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
Lockdown Games and Luke Stone Studios presents Hybrids, the role-playing game. This core rules to the new Base Plus 2 game engine allows you to design your own character and create your own homebrewed adventure, complete with charts, maps, and every resource needed to dive right into the Hybrids universe on your own, or continue where the quick play left off with a brand new module. Get caught up on the series with the Killing Field trade paperback, enhanced with creator commentary and behind-the-scenes information. This special edition gives you even more value and entertainment. All this and more on Indie.
Hey you! Are you tired of lame-ass stories for kids? Well, don't be a moron. Walk through that door. What's wrong? Don't be a sissy baby. Just have a look. The Buckler Canadian Tussle, exclusively on Fun My Comic.
What a beautiful crowd. What a beautiful Thursday morning in the rolling plains of Indiana.
Ooh.
It's gorgeous out today, which is a rarity from my experience here thus far, is that it would be very beautiful. But it looks nice out today. It's nice, and it's not warm. It's 30 degrees, but it's all right. It's all right out there.
I was all the way down to South Bend on Monday.
All the way down to South Bend.
Yeah, for me, that's all the way down. I'm in the
That's
middle
all the way
of Michigan.
down, yeah. Yeah, you are. You're right in the middle of the mitten.
In the middle of the mitten. Yep.
You're in the middle of the mitten. Well, today we've got a great show for you planned. This is the sizzly comic news and gossip, otherwise known as AKA Nerd Bacon, AKA middle-aged men complaining about kid stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here.
Somebody said my Native American name is Old Man Yelling at Clouds.
Old man yelling at clouds. I see it. I see it.
Yeah, but there are worse activities Bolton can engage, so.
There are worse activities.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there, I guess, right?
Yeah.
We're going to try to keep this show safe for work. And speaking of safe for work, man, that Buckler trailer, that pretty much pushes the envelope, doesn't it?
It's got things covered. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yep, just scotch there, yeah. So we are streaming over on Rumble as well as our other platforms today. It's kind of a new thing. We did it for the first time Tuesday night. Wound up having a pretty decent crowd over there.
Good.
So if you're on Rumble, make sure you let yourself be known. I do have that window open so that I can see your chats and include you in today's conversation.
Yeah.
This is an interactive show, folks, as many of you already know that are a part of the Bacon Nation. We are excited to have our Rumble guest with us today. We see.
Did you have
6 over
your
there right
bacon
now.
today?
Have you had your bacon?
Yeah, bacon.
Let's welcome the chat. Let's see who's in the chat today, and we'll see what kind of week y'all had. We got Woke Breaker's the first one here today. Welcome, Woke Breaker. I'm
Nice
guessing
name.
this guy breaks wokeness, and from the looks of him, I think he can do it.
Yeah, it is like the
Marvy
name
is
of
in
a
the
wrestler.
It does sound like the name of a wrestler, right? Woke Breaker. Yeah. Greetings, sinners. On my lunch break, how are having a good day? Yeah, sure.
I think how we are having,
Yeah, right on.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am having a good day. I hope you're having a good day as well, Marv. Marv is a very talented artist. Immortal Rising Comics is in the house. Hail, nerds. I'll tell you, I love being a nerd. Dr. Crow's Carnival Comics is in the house. The answer is yes. If your art isn't entertaining, you failed art. The real question is what counts as entertainment. We're going to be covering that today. We're going to be going over that because, believe it or not, right now, I am entertaining you. Or trying to, anyway. Welcome, Devil Flyers. Nice to have you in the house, Rex.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey.
Let me see what else we got going on here. Marv says, greetings, Center. On my lunch break, hope you are having a good day. He fixed that one here.
There we are.
Tomorrow is his launch day. We're going to have a great day, launch day. So we need to figure that out. Make sure we have a successful time.
Cool.
All right, who else we got? We got Belmont Press in the house. Welcome, Belmont Press. Nice to have you here. Entertaining is part of selling yourself and your project. Well, you need a little bit of work on that, buddy.
We're all about selling ourselves.
Look, here's my thing. I just love to roast Belmont. I don't know why. Like, he has not done anything to deserve it. I like the guy. Like, he's my friend. But it's just fun to roast Belmont. I don't know what it is about him.
I think sometimes it's demeanor, like
It's got to be, yeah, it's got to be because he's just so like, he's so chill about everything.
He's a good lad, though.
I'm sure it's the weed. You're launching something tomorrow. Yes. Marvy is launching Sin Killer, part 1 of 4 tomorrow.
Nice.
We got Dillard Draws in the house. Welcome. And I thought my intro was long. Yes. Well, I have to freshen up my drink on a Thursday morning because this is not a sprint. This show is a marathon, my friend. We are in it for the long haul.
As long
Clint
as you
Fleming's
have
in the house.
bacon,
Welcome,
you're
Clint.
all right.
Hey, Glenn.
Yep.
Glenn
we got
in the
some
house.
bacon. We got some coffee. We got good conversation. That's what matters. Pedro the Jungle Boy. Yep. We're definitely hearing
Yeah.
Pedro and his
Dude,
birds.
like, the birds are having sex, dude. I wish I had a translator because it was like, hey, baby, check that out. Check this out. Like, birds are flashing each other. It's that time of year. Sorry.
Speaking of birds, never mind.
Trying to stay safe for work, Pedro.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, the wall's middle-aged nerds.
That's
Yes.
disgusting.
Yes, here we are.
Take
Who else
that
we have in the
camera
house
out the
today?
window. Get a little bird porn.
Plenty of
working.
people in the house
Yeah.
today. All right, folks, feel free to let your presence be known. We understand that some of you are lurking while at work. We're going to do our best to keep this safe for work for you so that you can listen in the background and not have to worry
Yeah.
about those bosses and kids or whatever you might have and lurking around as well. So hopefully you are being able to be productive. And if you get a chance to chime into the conversation, well, we're happy to have you as well. We should have a guest showing up today. I'm pretty sure time zones got in the way. It's an Aussie that we'll have coming in today. And hopefully, they'll remember to check their DMs. Grab
Middle
that
of the
link
night
and
over
slide
there,
on
I
over
think.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be middle of the night. He might have thought that we were talking 9 p.m., not 9 a.m. So he may not make it at all. Who knows? Dillard asked, good conversation. I knew my streams were missing something. Yes. Good conversation. That's all relative, though. Randy, how was your week, man? What's going on, man?
Going crazy as usual. 6 plates spinning in the air. So it's
Oh,
all
there you
good.
go.
I'm adapting a comic to Spanish. I'm working on a T-shirt order. I've got 2 books that I'm in the middle of writing at one point or another, and there's just all sorts of fun stuff going on.
Yeah, and then at like 5 o'clock this morning, you're sending me plot ideas, which
Whenever I'm in
love
the
it.
most mundane of work, I always get the most creative spurts of,
yeah,
Thank
very,
you.
very cool
Pop up,
idea, by
so.
the way. We're not going to throw that out in the world, so we don't have anybody beat us to the punch. But
Got it. I got files. I got notes. So
yeah,
it's all
very good. 6 plates. Glenn says that's a luxury, my friend. Yes, it is. So I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
No, I don't. That's part of the fun.
Oh,
All right. So how's
I
that
had,
going to work?
I had it given to me on a file I had to print out, and their point size. I need to blow it up so that I can look at it closer. But I'm trying to do comic book style lettering. I'm adapting one of my.
hey, Randy, if you need help with that Spanish, like I can do it, no problem, man.
The preservers. I'm
I was
missing
gonna
one,
say, like, we
one
gotta
science
speak
translation.
Spanish, maybe.
Yeah. Oye, papi, si necesitas ayuda con el español, yo te puedo ayudar.
Oh yeah, I know. I
¿Cómo está? Estoy muy bien, gracias.
Yeah.
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa, papa?
How do you like them apples?
We're
How do you like
adapting
them
an
apples?
issue of the Preservers, which is a superhero team I created for our local nature preserve.
Dude,
Diggs,
okay.
BTW, welcome, Biggs.
Are you going to translate
Diggs.
that into Spanish?
Pardon me?
Yes, he
The
is.
preservers?
I didn't hear you.
Are
Yes.
you going to translate that into Spanish? The preservers?
Yeah.
Okay, preservers in Spanish means condom. Preservativo.
It is actually El Conservador.
Los conservadores. Good.
Yeah,
Because he's like, no, don't.
that
don't
I can
call 'em.
remember because I just got done doing the
They
Don't
didn't want
call
to
'em
call
the
it
condoms
They
and-
didn't want to call it El Condoms.
No,
El
they
condom.
The condoms, yeah.
El Trojan. You know,
El Troyano.
Yeah,
What's that book
extra
about?
large, of course.
Conservador. That's what
They're
they're
called
because-
Magnum.
Right? The
Magnum.
whole Zims cojones. We need the
Yeah, cojones.
the
Oh, the
Magran-
cojones are-
That's what she said.
The cojones lay outside safely from the preservativo area.
Somebody said,
Well, no,
"Why are
that's
you a
just cuatro.
dinosaur?" The question is not why I am a dinosaur.
If you say it really
why
fast together, you know what I
aren't
mean.
you a dinosaur?
That's true.
There you go.
They aren't you.
My wife would argue with you on that point. She says I already am a dinosaur.
Ribbed for your pleasure.
Ooh.
I just like how Rex just pops in there, just like nothing,
lays it down.
ribbed for her
There you go.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rex, for that.
that was awesome.
Moving right
I
along,
had to get
Pedro.
my-
How was your
I had
week?
to get my condom joke in. I didn't have anything to say about
He had
biting.
to
Yeah,
pick
that's
up
alright.
one of them French ticklers at the gas station. You know,
Exactly.
50
You know?
cent, you know,
Love you, love bug.
2 quarters in the back of the corner. Spin the dial, and it comes out in a little tray down beneath. You pick it up, take it home.
My week, well, aside from the avial porn, it's awesome, man. Like
Avial porn band name called it.
Avian
Yeah.
porn. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've been finishing some trailers, working on Waifus and Kaijus, getting ready for launch on April Fools. Dude, that's something I need a
April
calendar
Fools.
for your dates in America.
Are you
yeah.
launching or are you just kidding?
Exactly. I am launching.
Where
Are you
everybody's
call-
a joke and everything's a joke and you can't believe anything. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
What's the
wonderful.
project now?
Wonderful
A
day.
cash grab
It is
too?
we have no April Fools down here. It's
That's
all year
right.
long.
That is strictly an American holiday.
Yeah. So, that's
so-
gonna be fun.
Here, let me bring down the room.
They don't have any
Second.
fun in Colombia. Is that what you're saying?
It's not
You've
even a
already
holiday
Well, I don't live in
anymore.
Colombia, so they
You've already
do have a
brought down
lot
the
of fun in
room, Luke.
Colombia.
You're here.
I live right next to it.
Let me bring down the room a little bit here. My brother died on April Fool's Day.
Oh man.
Wow.
And he
sorry
was the
about that.
biggest April Fool's Day joker. Like, he loved it. Like, that was his holiday, right? And so when they come to the door to tell my mom, like, she thought it was an April Fool's Day joke.
Oh no.
Oh, man, it was the most brutal thing I've ever seen in my life. Watching my mom break down on the lawn, man. I was like, dang. And I thought, here's my sense of humor. I thought, man, Mark killed it on this one.
Yeah, that's called the circular joke. You
I was
go
9.
like,
I was
hey,
9 at the
he
time.
died. Like, no, not really. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Okay, April Fools. No, he actually died. So it's like, tack, tack.
Yeah,
I know I
he
did,
actually
but
did,
last year. Ah!
He actually did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's
I don't know if
really
it's only
American.
American, but in Latin American, we didn't do that because you get shot.
Yeah, but Glenn takes credit for everything.
Yeah.
Usually, if there's anything bad that's ever happened historically, the left thinks that America invented it.
Mm.
You know?
But do
Yeah,
you consider April Fools as something bad? Like, I think it's funny.
I think it's fake. It's
Really?
whatever.
I mean, if
I
you're
prefer
dumb, then
opposite
yeah, it's a
day.
horrible day if you're dumb. But
I just think it's the. I think April Fool's is the day I trust people even less than I already don't trust them.
exactly.
Right? Yeah. Wow, that's awful, Luke. I'm wondering when April 1st
Well,
became.
at least you don't get
Fool's
pinched
Day. I don't
like
know.
on
When did
St.
it?
Patty's Day.
Yeah, it's a terribly awful story that I have for April Fool's Day, but I always like thought in my head, like, wow, man, if Mark really killed it on this one.
If you
Like,
go
I
like
was
all
like-
for the joke, yeah. That's,
Yeah, I was like, man,
Masterpiece.
like that was, but no, it was. Alas, it was not a joke. But I had a lot of great years with my brother. He was 9. I'm 42 now, so it's not like fresh wounds to this guy or anything. And besides, here's another thing that I'm wondering. So apparently I was unfollowed, and I've been being ghosted by someone that I thought I was acquaintances with on Twitter. And I thought to myself, I wonder what I did to pee in their Cheerios.
Oh, Glenn might be right here. I'm looking up I'm sorry to break your train of thought.
tension. Yeah.
April Fool's, a disputed association between April 1st and foolishness is in Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales,
That's right.
1892, in the Nun's
That's
Priest's
right.
Tale.
That is
A vain,
very English.
yeah.
It's very British.
Chanticleer is tricked by
Oh,
a fox.
dude.
Yeah.
Glenn, I can
Glenn
see.
came with the Grenadier song. Like,
can
Wow.
see
I love Chaucer.
That's HR, I have
Wait
to
a
take
minute,
it.
sir.
Yeah, that's HR calling.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
You
Even
can't
read
tell
all
Glenn. He's right. He's gonna get. Yeah, Glenn, we
You
love
guys,
you, buddy.
you guys are not like.
Glenn, I don't know. Yeah, we gotta get you back on the panel sometime, Glenn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, he has a Indiegogo project called Hatch up there
yeah, he's got a hatch coming.
on sign up.
He's got a hatch coming. But yeah, I was
Right
thinking, what did I do to pee in their Cheerios to upset them? And then I thought, I don't really want to deal with it.
Maybe
And
you
then,
were a little too salty.
Maybe. And then I started wondering, what's it like to get your feelings hurt? Right? Now, I mean, I'm not a sociopath. I have feelings.
Yeah.
I do have feelings, I have love, empathy, sympathy. I can feel pain emotionally, feel anger, frustration quite often. But I don't know what it's like to have your feelings hurt by someone that you barely know. Like I don't have that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care enough.
Probably
Maybe there's
that.
something wrong with me. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
I
Luke,
don't know what the
I'm
question
betting it's because you physically peed in the person's Cheerios. Just kidding. I might actually
That's a
have.
lot of work, though.
You gotta
Glenn-
drink the water.
Glenn's
and hold
taking
it
credit
a
for it. He's like,
while.
Luke, you haven't upset me. I'm just busy.
Yeah, hunt him down, wait until he's
I
distracted.
wasn't talking about old Glenn.
And what if
Unless
you
you
don't
wanna
eat
do like
Cheerios very often? I mean,
Unless
then
you want to
really
make like
gotta
eye
love.
contact when you're peeing, then that gives it that extra oomph.
Now that's
Yeah.
just that is dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that is, I'm telling you, there is.
I
I mean, that
remember
is
for a while they
emasculating.
thought uric acid had a medicinal effect on skin.
Yeah, some people do that.
And so they pee on their rashes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that's what they do.
Mhm.
At
Jellyfish
one time,
smart.
we-
Exactly.
At
You get
one
That
time,
started
sounds
we
with
wise.
jellyfish.
Why would
Jellyfish.
that sounds wise?
Jellyfish bites, yeah.
Mhm. Is it a
At
bite
one
or a
time, we
sting?
didn't think radium was radioactive either.
Happy
Oh
birthday
yeah,
There you
to
go.
your
they
great
put it on
grandfather.
makeup. Yeah, so she would glow.
And cigarettes were good for your lungs. Oh, you're coughing? Take 3 of these. Yeah.
Take 3 of these. Dan, 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 dan. Yeah.
Buddy, how was your week, man?
It's not over, but it's all right.
Well, it's over for some people.
Mhm.
How's it been so far?
It's been pretty tame. You know, working out, taking care of the house. I've had to, like, one of the trees it frosted pretty well. One of the trees was withering, so dug it out, chopped it up, put a new one in. I gotta go fishing down at the river, get some more fish for my holding pond. There's an alligator in there. He's eating well.
Oh,
That's
snap.
okay though, because I'm gonna eat him when he gets big enough.
Mm.
There you go. Says the
I don't
raptor.
know. I had gator once. I didn't enjoy it, but maybe it's because the cook sucked.
Gator soup, yeah, that's usually what it is.
Usually, if food sucks, the cook sucks.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to.
Especially, I mean, like alligator can be like I'm fattening him up on good fish right here. So
Right. That's
once
the
he
trick.
and then it's funny because I put like logs around the pond, so he can, they can't climb over things real well. They can climb around,
Yeah.
but they're not real good at climbing over. And the logs are about like a foot and a half. So he's not gonna go anywhere.
Nice.
He's mine now.
So your
But,
pond is basically your fridge. Okay.
Yeah, for
interesting,
him, right?
interesting fact. You can now order a barbecue alligator on Amazon.
Mhm.
Good
Why
luck
would
with
you
that.
barbecue alligator? Alligator's so good. You just take this stuff, bread it
It's
up,
so
fry
good.
it with a little bit of egg, some hot sauce.
That's-
You can
maybe
deep
it's-
fry it.
yes.
Deep frying
Maybe
is
it's
good.
a-
It's pretty
a
good, but
gator
grilled
that
is
comes
better.
from-
Buddy is letting us know that
Any
he
meat.
is from the South.
Any
because that
meat.
is
Yeah,
That
you
actually
can
sounds
barbecue.
good.
that is a South thing.
I mean, I eat
Rex.
venison, boar,
Mm,
rabbit,
yeah.
quail.
We get bored
Ate it all.
down here. What
I'll
is
eat
it?
raccoon if I get hungry enough. I've done it before. Or
Oh,
bear.
snap.
I had bear in
Oh, so-
Colorado.
Yeah.
That was
Save me
interesting.
the toothpick.
Yeah. What I like about boar is shooting them in the face. Their big dumb face. Just
Well, boars piss themselves. You got to cut their balls off when you kill them, so that's fun.
yeah.
Oh man, sounds
You
like my
get
divorce.
Yeah,
Sounds
you got to
I
cut
Sounds
haven't
like
actually
your
had
divorce.
a divorce.
Is that what
I haven't
you
actually
said?
had a divorce, but,
I'm,
but it just
I'm
was like
impressed,
there.
buddy. You do that
That's what
all
she
with
said.
small hands. That's amazing.
It's hey, I'm talented, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Rex,
Yeah,
Rex, how's it going, man? You doing all right this week?
it's going great. Yeah,
All right, nothing major going
started a
on.
brand new week.
We launched a new book last week on the Fund My Comic. We launched the Buckler, and it's doing well.
Where's
Fund
it
My
sitting
Comic's
at,
doing
you
pretty
know?
good. It was,
Hopefully it's
I
not
don't know.
sitting-
I haven't actually checked the
Yeah.
analytics for the site this morning. I took my wife to work instead, so I
No.
didn't really have much time. But I'll check that after the show, and we'll see where we're at. No, it's going well over there. We are gaining ground. More people are hearing about us. I'm having my first round of buttholes
What?
come in. You know, whenever you're doing something, you have the people who come in, they love things. Then you have the people who come in and they find problems that don't exist. And they complain about the problems that aren't there. So I've had a couple of people like, oh, this, that, and, you know, kind of
There
email
was
me
only
with different
one
problems.
complaint
And,
by me, Luke. Don't bust my balls.
oh, sorry about that. Yeah,
I don't know why I did that.
yeah.
You do a regular update for funmikecomic.com anyway, right?
Yeah, every Tuesday.
Podcast
morning.
every Tuesday. Yeah.
That's
Every
actually
Tuesday
very
morning.
helpful.
Should write all those questions down, especially the butthole ones.
Yeah,
wonderful.
I
yeah.
never,
Oh, trust me, those are. I dealt with a butthole question on Wednesday. So, yeah,
I say
You can call that
ignore the
section
butthole.
answers from the
There's
bowl.
less stink that way. You know.
yeah. That's why I'm installing a bidet.
Oh,
There
Joe,
you go.
I not only got my proofs.
Then
from
you
the
just got to
printer,
keep
I got my
the
book
bottom
out.
dry. I got
Keep it
one
clean.
of those. I got
Bidet
two of those
solutions.
actually.
Honestly, it comes down to crabs in the bucket, guys. Crabs in the bucket. You're gonna have that every time. Whenever you
what
build
it is.
something, you're gonna have that.
Yep.
But
You know what you do
speaking
with
of
crabs in a bucket?
proofs,
You throw them in a
boil 'em.
boiling pot.
You're balling.
boil 'em, yeah.
A little bit of garlic butter. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Speaking of prints, we are working with the printer right now to get Soltac printed, and we are working with the. And I just got notice that the print run for Rift Riders is on its way, so I should have it today, tomorrow. You know,
those
so
fulfilled.
Rift Riders will be going out. I was hoping to already have them out this week, but our printer got a little delayed. This printer is in the middle of moving from one location to the next.
You
So they
told
got a
them
bigger
you know exactly
building.
how that works. Yeah.
I do. I understand that. They're not moving quite as far, but they're just a few miles. But still, that adds up. Yeah, that
Yeah.
move's still a move. It's a little harder when you got bigger equipment like that and you've got jobs to pump out.
That's what she
I
said.
understand. That's yes.
Ha,
That is
ha,
what
ha.
she said.
Story of my life. Yeah.
Yes.
We're back to
So-
the Magnum condoms.
Yep.
We're back to the condoms.
It's circular. Circular
Preservativo.
comedy.
Los
Gray Wolf
preservativos.
says this dad killed a groundhog. Was Get Ready Friday. Wasn't bad, but it stank to high hell when he was skinning it. Yeah, usually when you skin those, you want to just like burn the fur off and then you cut the skin after that. But I don't really like groundhog. I've had Nutra down in Louisiana. That's pretty good.
Nutrirat.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would say good. It is food.
Yeah.
Look, man, if you bread something,
You
cover
try
it in
this.
onions, red pepper, green pepper, Louisiana mash is what they call it. And then deep fry it with hot sauce. You don't taste anything but those ingredients anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, this
Guys.
is sad.
Yeah, this breaks my heart. Check this out.
Elkhart.
Yep,
All the
Elkhart,
heroes.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Not too far from where I'm at. Marvel Zombies loot Indiana. Superhero Museum. Thieves steal rare Marvel comics, including Captain America. Burglars who broke into the Hall of Heroes Superheroes Museum in Elkhart, Indiana earlier on the morning of March 19th seemed to know what they were looking for. In 4 minutes, they stole 50 comics. All Marvel titles.
How are you going to overcome the provenance of that?
Yeah, dude.
Right. You're not. As soon as you try to move those, you're going to know.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to
yeah.
know who took them.
Yep.
I mean, you're effed. You stole something. That's so stupid.
Yeah. They were not thinking.
It's
They were
dumb
not
and
thinking.
disrespectful. Man.
Here's what it is. It's people that probably are not in the comics game, but want big money, and they found out that these comic books are like stealing bars of gold, right? That's probably what happened.
So really
The
stupid.
problem is they're all traceable. Every last slab, one of them.
Yeah.
Every last slap.
That's what
one
I'm
of them.
saying.
Taking 'em
Like,
out.
that's so. It's like stealing art.
Yeah, I understand the Captain America's even got a store stamp on it, so it's going to
Yep.
be impossible for them to move without being identified.
Yeah.
There's 1,000% chance that when they try to move it, they're going to know exactly.
I mean,
Where it
even
came
if they
from.
move them, it's got to be like stealthy, so they won't make like the proper amount of money out of that. It's like, dude, like you can't do it in the open.
Yeah.
So,
Anyone that buys it will know that it's hot
yeah, exactly.
and will be like, all right, well, you're not going to be able to move this for that price. And they're going to undercut them. They're going to get it for a steal.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Captain America
like,
#1.
I'll take it. You pay me $1,000. I'll go turn it in.
Okay, I'll take it, but I've seen your face, so they shot
It was a
5K.
long,
Thank you.
long list of books, and every last one of them was a key book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain America #1. Captain America #37, signed by Alan Bellman. Captain America Sentinels of Liberty, brass badge. The Young Allies #1, Hulk #1 and #2. She-Hulk #1 and 2. Maestro series #1 and #2. 1979 Incredible Hulk script signed by Lou Ferrigno, 2 copies. Hulk magazine, Lou Ferrigno, image signed by Ferrigno. X-Men #1 reprint signed by Stan Lee. X-Men #1, #2, 109, 121, and 122. Giant size X-Men #1 signed by Chris Claremont. Tales of Suspense #39, CGC graded 7.5. Tales of Suspense 50, 51, 52, 57, and 58. Tales to Astonish 35 and 36. Avengers 16, 17, 75, 56. 55, 56, 57. Signed by Roy Thomas. 58, 67, 68. Number 8, 9, 38, 39, 70, 71, 100, 101, 181, 182, 211, 212, 294, and 195. They really went after those Avengers books. Iron Man 128, 129, 174, and 175. Superior Iron Man #1, movie covers. 2 books with different covers. Alex Ross covers signed. So they
had probably gone through the hall before that and went shopping in their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went
And stole
they went and looked, you know, they went and looked at what was there. I remember when one time when I was at the Louvre, and it was like the weirdest thing because it was a guy there that he was speaking German, and then he picked up the translator for Swahili, and I was like, okay, maybe he's a polyglot, you know?
Yeah.
It actually
And then
sounds like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's nothing. He just started walking around, and as he's walking around, I noticed like he was not listening to his translator at all, and then he would like glance down, you know, because people put their bag down, take a picture of their kid or whatever. He kept looking in the bag, like everybody put their bag down. He'd look at it, and I was
Dude,
like,
I
that
don't know,
guy's a
like-
thief.
Yeah, what I find funny is that all those Avengers they stole, like it's people who know the Avengers, but outside, like to the normies, before the movies, the Avengers were like the Washington Generals to the X-Men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now through the movies, everyone's like, "Oh, Avengers!" But in the '80s, like it was nice, but dude, X-Men were wiping the floor with everything.
Oh yeah, Avengers was a bad word
Yeah, exactly.
back then. They changed
Well, I
West
mean,
Coast
Iron Man
Avengers
was a
to
B superhero forever
Yeah,
something
exactly.
Force
until
because
RDJ.
of that.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
To me, like whenever I saw like an Avengers comics way back when, like I always was like,
I would say the biggest superhero they really had other than Spider-Man was probably
Yeah.
Captain America.
Spider-Man, and
Easily.
I had a thing for, like I really enjoyed Thor, the way he spoke.
I mean, Hulk was more
Yeah, the whole
prominent than Iron Man at one
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Well, at the time, don't forget they were just coming off of the Leighton McElhenney run there too. Iron Man was roaring when Marvel Studios started looking at those characters. So
Glenn says,
Yeah.
"Don't be naive. They know they can get rid of those books." And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't
sure
have
they
that
do.
much faith in human ingenuity anymore.
No, not really.
No, neither do I. Neither do I.
I think it was like planned by a highly functional idiot.
Yeah. Well,
I think they probably saw the price, and they don't understand. They probably don't understand the provenance because there's literally, like, what are you going to do? They're books. It's
Well,
like
there's-
art. One of the reasons why you can't do art is because if you try to remove what's in the art, it'll destroy it.
Yeah.
So if you destroy it,
some-
well, you've destroyed any intrinsic value in it anyway. And I'm
There's some-
probably go ahead.
There's some issues in there I wouldn't even have bothered taking. I mean, you know, if we're talking
Value
true
and everything.
value.
Yeah.
yeah, historical
mean-
value
Maybe-
exists there, but
It's like a convenience store I used to work for had a chain of convenience stores, had 9 different stores. And I think this was after I quit, but someone came in on a Sunday in the from the roof in the women's bathroom, and they stole cigarettes, tried to get in safe, but where they messed up was the small change. They messed with the stamp machine, and that's a federal crime at that point, and brought the FBI in on it. So, some people
and
just don't use their
a
head.
lot of them just don't realize that, and they do a little bit too much or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what this could be? You know what would work in a way, because you could embezzle the funds, is if it's an internal thing.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
And
Who
I'm
knows?
sure
I'm
this
sure it'll all
stuff
get
might
sorted
be
soon.
insured. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll all get sorted soon.
Yeah.
Hojo says that the West Coast Avengers over the main title, he prefers them. The regular Avengers titles was only good when there was an event every year.
Well, you remember the theft of Action Comics #1. That was recovered a couple years later in storage, but he'd done been paid out by the insurance, so he no longer owned it.
Yeah.
That was what Nicolas Cage's Action Comics #1, I think.
Yep. All right, man. Check this out. Library book challenges up 8 times since 2020. But you want to know something? I kind of feel like this report is skewed and leads you in a direction intentionally. And I want to talk about that a little bit.
I always check
So-
out the name of who wrote the article. If he sounds like a stripper, then I know it's biased.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I looked into what these attempts mean. These attempts are individual libraries across the country. So when it's an attempt, it's at individual libraries, including school libraries. So that includes every school as well. So if you petition an entire school district, that includes those libraries inside those schools. So that's where those numbers come from as well. So the numbers are up a bit, okay? In 2021, 2022, we had 156 attempts, petitions to ban a book in libraries. Remember, we weren't doing school back then. People weren't going to libraries very much, public space. In 2021, Genderqueer came out, and a lot of people requested that book be taken out of the libraries.
Challenged.
It was challenged, yeah.
Yeah.
It was challenged. There was requests, attempts. 729 different attempts that year, 2021. 2022, that skyrocketed to 1,269 attempts to ban or restrict a library material last year. And this is where I want the panel to kind of discuss this in the chat, to kind of come in and let us know what you think.
Well, if they
Let's know what
stopped
you
trying
think
to
about
sexually indoctrinate children, people would stop trying to ban all their books.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think parents are more aware now of what's happening. So the river's making noise, man. Like, if you want the past sexual education says learning a 6-year-old how to do fellatio, then yeah, you need to be stopped.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that needs
you
to be.
you can call it banning books, but they're just not wanting it in public libraries that your tax money pays for and
Yeah, exactly.
indoctrinating.
Well,
kid.
you know, it's
Put
an
your book out.
anti-grooming thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
you
book
know-
is
It's like
going
it's
to
in
be
Florida.
out
They
there.
didn't. They
We're
wanted
not-
to call it the anti-gay bill. They didn't
Well,
want to
we're
call it
not
the
saying-
anti-grooming bill.
I don't think anyone's saying round up all the copies and burn them.
No.
No, in fact,
Or-
the only person I've seen burn a book was a LGBTQ trans supporter on TikTok or Twitter or whatever
And
that
as Miller said,
vilified Christian parents as being the bad guys, and that the real people
course.
that we need to defend the kids from are them. That's what
I
they
did
said.
see a cyber frog set fire once.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
My
Well, you know what I think
good
about a
friend,
burnt book. You know what they say about a burnt book? It's a bought book.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone bought it, so there you go.
Yeah, you can.
No,
do
I'm
it.
not into book burning, but listen to this. Like this, overwhelmingly, we are seeing these challenges come from organized censorship groups that target local library boards, board meetings to demand removal of a long list of books they share on social media. She said that their aim is to suppress the voice of those traditionally excluded from our nation's conversations, such as people in the LGBTQIA plus community or people of color. That is a clearly biased statement that is intended and reported to become inflammatory in an otherwise left-leaning media. And this is on ICV2.
I thought we were
.com,
past discriminating people like Pedro.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought we
I
were.
don't know, man. I live in a nation that like 15 years ago had like soccer stadiums full of dead people. So listening to these people say that, they want to kill me, dude, they're not trying to kill you. Because if they
This
wanted
is
to
not-
kill you, you'll be dead.
Yeah, this is
So
not
shut up.
outright censorship,
Yeah, dude.
which is what's happening to conservative voices in
These
most
people
of the
think
media.
killing them is when you disagree with them.
Screw them,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
this is exactly what 24 Eyes says here. It's not a complete ban in reality. It's really restricted access for minors.
exactly.
That's
you can
what
put
it comes
your
down
smut
to.
out and sell
Yeah.
it to people, but
It's
not gonna
exactly
be,
what it is.
Well, the thing with genderqueer and the thing, there's another book out there that
Welcome,
I
Carrie.
just found out this morning called Flamer
Hmm.
that apparently shows very graphic and sexual instruction.
Mhm.
The problem isn't the fact that they show that. It is a bit of a problem for a public library, but the fact that they were marketed intentionally to kids
Yeah.
and to libraries
Yeah.
to stick in their YA section.
Mhm.
That's
what-
the big problem here.
What
Not gonna-
difference is
not gonna
that
make it
when they rail against cigarettes or some product like that they claim or vaping that's like different flavors vapes, right? That they're saying that's targeting minors.
Well, it's a common technique for them to take any type of complaint and try to over exaggerate it to the
Hyperbole.
nth degree.
Yeah.
Way out of proportion. That's why you got the stupid slogan, the "Don't Say Gay" bill or whatever, which,
Yeah.
which
Well,
it
I mean, it
passed
was
in
the
Florida
same
and had
argument about
nothing like
what
that in it at
DeSantis-
all.
No,
There was
nothing-
the
it
same
was an
argument
anti-grooming
of-
bill.
Yeah, it's an
It was the
anti-grooming
same
bill.
argument. They were saying he was anti-gay for what DeSantis was doing down Florida, which that was just blowing everything out of proportion.
It was.
It's
that's-
it's
That's the
It's-
way the
it's-
media works anymore.
it's
on a lot of this
submersive,
stuff. Yeah,
and it's deflecting from what the true
exactly.
core of what it is. It's
Yep.
it's about protecting children. It's not about, it's about keeping. It's not about not wanting drag queens to do what drag queens do. It's about not wanting drag queens to do it in front of children. It's about
Without
not
the parents.
It's
without
about not
the parents' permission. Or
right without
not-
the
or
parents'
knowledge.
permission.
Yeah.
It's about not
Yeah.
prancing a 9-year-old boy dressed in drag out on stage
Yeah.
for grown men to oogle over. That's what we're talking about. That's wrong. And you know what? I think they're finding out that with conservatives, the line in the sand is their kids.
Well, there
No,
has
I know.
to,
more blowback
there has
on
to
that.
be there has to be an accepted level of public decency
Yes.
out there, and
Decorum.
that's the big
Decorum,
key.
yeah.
Decorum that has to be met. And granted, everyone's got their First Amendment rights and all of that, but the thing with these books in particular, one, they were aimed at a young adult audience on purpose. They were graphically done on purpose. So you can address those subjects very easily and not show anything. And that you don't have to instruct anybody. You can just logically look at the situation and resolve it in a very adult manner. And these publishers also that do these books aren't offering to do like they're doing with Dahl's books and Ian Fleming's James Bond books and all that, and go through and censor the material down to a more open audience. They're crying that you're trying to shut down the entire the entire movement.
Oh, you just don't like us because we're gay or we're trans or whatever. No, you're showing things and promoting things in a public forum that shouldn't be done and are against the standards of the public decorum.
It's
But
this
what
rhetoric
I don't
right
get
here.
That needs to stop.
Yeah, dude, but what I don't get is this need to be liked. Like, dude, I cannot like you and not be violent against you or get in your way on what you want to do. I don't like what you're doing.
Well,
That
everybody
should
wants to
the end
be
of it.
accepted.
Yeah, dude, like you want to be accepted,
You know.
that you're placing too much credit on my opinion.
But there's
You
a
gotta be
difference.
yourself.
There's a big difference between a quest to be accepted and a quest to groom or to start screwing
Yeah.
with little kids' minds.
Yeah.
They know exactly what
when
they're
they're
doing.
when they're at
Exactly.
their most impressionable. That's
They
why
know
these
exactly
parents
what
are
they're
complaining.
doing with this. Okay,
Sadly, yes.
So in there
That's
was
the
a
problem.
practice. There was a practice. It was an actual practice in the 80s, and it happened actually in the 70s to 80s. They used to use dolls for
Yeah.
kids that were below the 8 years of old. They used to use dolls in psychiatrist's office and psychologist's office to replicate what human beings did. Okay. And what they found out is that more times than not, that the children would just agree with whatever the dolls were doing.
Yeah.
So they removed the dolls, and then they found out why. There's a neurocognitive connection that we call the mirror neuron system. You have mirror neurons in your body that are literally will just replicate whatever you see in social behavior, and it affects your it affects everything from neurocognitive function, social cognition, empathy, language, and it creates neuropsychiatric disorders. And it's like, okay, so they found that out. They're like, okay, let's remove that. What they want to do is they want to create the same sort of thing. They want to create these dolls that these kids see, because when these kids see them, they trust the doll, so they trust the action. And when that happens, then like I said, you create a kind of prime root of thought, and that's what they want. They want to be the first thing the kid thinks about when they think about sex, when they think about all these other things. Because when they do get into these sorts of things, the way that we think of things is like I said, like a computer almost. Like we have a tree and then we have branches and we sort of branch out. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a tree of thought. Like your tree of thought is like a plane, right? And then any jets that you've seen are a certain branch, and any heavy jets are on one side and fighter jets are on the other, on another branch, and that kind of thing. And they want to be the first branch that people see, so that it's the primary thought within their brain, so that it's not, they don't even think about you. They don't even think about what is actually the way things are supposed to be. They think about it in this sort of, I'm just going to say it, degenerate way.
Mm-hmm.
And that literally, you want to know why 70% of children now from ages 18 to 29, or 15 to 29 are being diagnosed with medical or mental disorders? I'll tell you why. Because you've taught them to hate everybody that they know, to fear anything, and to question anything in God's creation. When you do those three things, they don't have anything to trust. They have no bedrock. They have no pillar. They don't know how to think for themselves. They rely on people to feed them like babies. They are neurotic machines.
Yes. Preach. We should take up an offering for this guy.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah. So it's frustrating because it's rhetoric like this is what's caused. This last week in Nashville, there was a 28-year-old adult, female, biological.
Male. Biological.
No, female
No,
biological.
it's biological female. Yeah.
Was it a
Female
biological
biological.
female? Okay.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Female
no problem.
biological.
It's so confusing.
And this person's name is Abby. Planned, got a gun, went into a school that she attended.
Pack
she was
3
younger?
bought 5, apparently.
What's that?
She bought 5, but
Bought
she was
5,
packing 3.
packed 3. Yep, bought 5, packed 3. That's premeditated because when you buy a gun, there's even with a concealed carry, there's a 3-day waiting period. She was able to hide her mental disorders well enough to pass a background check, which people know how to trick the system. I'll give you that. And she strapped up, walked into a church / school. It was a school that was held that the church had at their facility. killed 3 children and 3 adults, and then was taken out. And there are people in the LGBTQ and trans communities that are applauding this person. And the media is trying to personify her rather than treat her as what she is, a terrorist who perpetrated a hate crime, a terrorist act on U.S. soil against innocent people that had nothing to do with the crap that she was dealing with.
Well, it was Christians. It's okay.
Nah, dude. I mean, I'm telling you, like, these guys are poking a bear that shouldn't be poked. Because the last time the right went all out was in Chile. And dude, that was like in the late 80s, like late 70s, early 80s. And dude, it was they used religion as a way to justify what they did. And dude, it was brutal. Like, people disappeared. There was stadiums full of dead people. And what these guys are doing with this, like, imagine it's like you're killing me because you don't recognize me, you don't love me. Like, they feel justified doing this thing.
Yeah.
If people on the right get fed up and say, okay, we're done. You want war? You got war? Dude, it's going to be a genocide. And they're going to be looking for that. And that's the thing. Like, this is not something you play with.
Let's look at this rhetoric right here.
No,
Each attempt to ban a book by one of these groups, and we know who these organized groups are. They're churches, right? But one of these groups presents a direct attack on every person's constitutionally protected right to freely choose what book to read and what ideas to explore. They are vilifying people that just want to protect their kids. And there are a lot of conspiracies going around about this whole thing, that it was a false flag deal, that, you know, this person was funded by a cabal of trans activists, whatever. I don't want to get into all that. She did have a lot of very expensive guns. She had to have a loan or something for that, I guess.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of expensive guns, and what she did is she cost people more than any amount of money could ever pay for. She took children from parents.
Oh.
This monster took children from parents, and the media is trying to make this person out to be some kind of lost soul. At what point in this country did we start sympathizing with the murderers? When did that happen? At what point did we stop? Did school shootings and mass shootings only matter? Were they the bad guys when the victim was someone that they cared about? Because you put Christian on those victims, these people, someone said it's too bad they took her out before she could take out more bigots. That was a statement on social media.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. They're calling for people to get fed up and answer in kind, and that's just a spiral, man.
It is.
It shouldn't be celebrated.
This right here, it's this kind of stuff. When you start bringing in we use this website every week to talk about news, because the industry uses this website to talk about news. Right here, what you're trying to do is you're influencing the retailers.
Yeah.
You're influencing the people in the business that, hey, these people. Now, I'll be honest with you. One of the genderqueer was really super high on the book scan last month.
As long as it's sold to adults.
Yeah, I don't care who it's sold to.
You know, let their parents read it to the
adults,
kids and decide whether or not that material is graphic. That's not up to the, there has to be, like I said, an accepted form of public decency, what you can and cannot show, what's aimed at kids, what's not aimed at kids. And these people went out there and aimed those books at kids on purpose, with that graphic imagery in there on purpose.
Yeah.
In order to titillate or recruit or whatever they thought they were getting away with.
And they're not offering an apology. They're not offering a revised version of those books.
Nope.
Because both of them could be very important books, you know, because they're personal autobiographies about
Right.
their viewpoint about what they've gone through. They haven't offered that. In fact, Oni went through and fired their marketing department, got rid of their president and vice president, supposedly because of budget cuts, but it was over this, in order to try to stave off all of the obscenity charges that they were being slapped with because of that book. No apology, no offer for revision, nothing like that, which is what's needed, especially for the libraries. Now each individual library is on the hot seat because they've gone through and spread the word. You go into your library. If you see this book is nasty. It's got this and this in it. Go in and look.
The publishers won't fix it.
And they
Can't
brought it
fix
out. The
but-
publishers aren't fixing it. The libraries aren't fixing it. So the parents have to get involved and try to
I'm
fix it.
fixing it. Yeah.
And now they're threatening for librarians, people that are just doing their job, because there are some activist librarians out there that, for some sick reason, want to put porn in the hand of kids.
Yeah. I
You
feel
do got to be
it's
careful
okay.
what adults have influence over your kids.
Yep.
You really do.
I
You have
live
to.
in a city, small city of about 65,000 people. Now, when other people come in to shop, of course, it's a lot busier than that, especially during Christmas time. Probably swells to over 100,000 because, we're one of the larger ones where I'm at. And just in this, a town, a city that has 60,000 people, we had to fire one of the librarians because of allowing questionable material in the library. She was an activist. And so and I've seen protesters for genital mutilation. These people are well funded. And they're
Yeah,
pervasive.
they are.
There's a lot of money in that surgery and the drugs
And
that
to
go
have
along
a
with it.
civil society, you have to have a moral society, have standards, as you say. You
Yeah,
reach
and
people
we're-
through the conscience. Paul said that in the Gospels. You reach people, or in Romans, I believe. You reach people through their conscience. If you ask most people, is it bad to lie? Even a lost person will say, yes, it's bad to lie. Is it bad to kill? Yes, it's bad to kill. So everyone has a conscience. Everyone has a measure of faith. Now, whether they activate that.
Let me see. Glenn said, where was Glenn's comment? Let me find that again. We've had quite a few since then.
Hey, Tree Goblins.
The earth should be renamed Sodom or maybe Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because here's the thing. You know what? Yeah, you say that kind of as a jest, maybe. But the reason why Sodom and Gomorrah was treated the way it was is because they lost their moral conscience.
Yeah.
They no
wasn't
longer
just
had a
Sodom
moral
and Gomorrah.
compass.
If you read, it was surrounding towns around
Yeah.
it. There was more than just Sodom and Gomorrah. 2 cities destroyed. It was also neighboring towns and cities as well.
Because their ideology infected all of it, right?
Right.
Now, I'm not suggesting that we, I don't
Destroy
want that
and
to happen
salt the earth.
again.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen again. I would rather. I mean, I feel like Lot asking, if there's another way. Moses asking, is there another way? I'm sorry, Abraham, not Moses. Abraham and his nephew Lot, is there another way? And he's like, look, there's not even 10 righteous, But anyway, it's just not here to preach. We're talking about this because it's on a comic book website.
And to swing this back to comics, this
Yeah.
makes it harder for every graphic novel, no matter what the subject matter, to get into these libraries now.
Yep.
Because the parents are going to be watching everything, every book. That's why you've got all of these books being protested now for words or whatever. These 2 books were comic books. They were graphic novels. They were drawn intentionally cartoony. They're aimed at the kids. And if folks can't wrap their head around public decency, there's a
Mhm.
problem, and there's genuinely a problem out there that has to be curbed.
I mean, in a sense, this is an opportunity for people to discover good books because they have to pay attention for porn. So they're gonna be reading comics. So I don't know, man.
Well, it's going to hurt getting comics into any library now.
Yeah,
because
that
that last
too.
graphic novel, had parents coming in here. Holy crap! I ain't
Yeah.
buying another one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's cleanse our palate for a little bit. We've got a little over 30 people watching between all of our platforms that we're on today, including Rumble. Rumble, we've got 7 viewers over there today, and feel free to comment. We can't pop it up on the screen, but I can definitely read your comments for you. But while we're here, let's cleanse our palate from this a little bit. Speaking of something that is not for kids, check this out. This is here's a trailer for so John Dillard is doing a book that is exclusively on Fund My Comic called The Buckler, and he wanted to do the book where it was like, it's not for kids. This is like his adult humor coming out, like it's completely inappropriate. But he wanted to run a campaign like this on our platform, knowing that we have certain guidelines for presentation. And he wanted to show, after learning what all those guidelines were, what you could get by with on the site. Like this is like the book can have whatever you want in there, but this is what you see. This is what you wind up seeing from the like what you're allowed to see on the site. And so he has this trailer. We're gonna play it. This is not kid friendly, folks. This is not intended for your children. Do not let your kids read this book, okay?
Hey, you! Are you tired of lame ass stories for kids? Well, don't be a moron. Walk through that door. What's wrong? Don't be a sissy baby. Just have a look. The Buckler, Canadian Tussle. Exclusively on Fund My Comic.
See, guys, we're not talking about censorship for the sake of censorship. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about not making it available for kids. Yeah, that's clearly not for kids, but it looks like it's going to be very entertaining. That's over on Fund My Comic right now. You can only find it on Fund My Comic. That's fundmycomic.com. We are up, and tomorrow we'll make 1 month, 4 weeks that we have been live.
Yeah.
And we are doing quite well, actually, over there. And what we are needing is we're needing some more people that will say, I am done with the politics. I am done with riding the fence and straddling the line. I am going to be all in on Fund My Comic and say this is the future of our crowdfunding, and this is where we're going from here. Freedom of expression, fierce independence, and trust. Platform that only takes 3% of your money as opposed to 5%. And customer service and people that love comic books, love sequential storytelling, love storytelling in general games. And they're
What
here
about
for
dancing
you.
girls? I want dancing girls.
I wish we could have some dancing girls as spokespeople.
We do.
I can get right on
Pedro and I
that.
are going to work on it. You know,
Instead, we've got
We
Pedro.
do.
We've got Pedro and Bunny. Bunny
Yeah,
will
we have a bunny. Uh-huh.
Bunny will give us a little dance. We'll do a little number. Yeah.
Look,
so
you
it'll
don't
be
know. I
fun.
have a plan, sir.
I could do the truffle shuffle.
Yeah,
Look, you have the dancing bird.
Economics of having dancing.
I'm all right.
Now
Tree
we're
Gauntlet says
thinking
they're turning the
like,
freaking frogs gay. They'll just say any standard you have is fascist.
Yeah.
Someone actually early on
Yeah.
accused me of gatekeeping, and I said, damn right I gatekeep. I said, it's my yard. I'm going to keep the gate. I don't want anyone coming in messing this up for us. So don't act like an idiot. I said, but my rules are fair. Todd and I set rules that are fair for everybody.
A level playing
And-
field.
A level playing field.
You know what?
And
I'm
Dillard
absolutely
showed.
racist. I'm racist against stupid people.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Timmy Mello is in the house.
You're in a lot of trouble then.
Morning, gents. I'm listening in the background while working. Great to have that. That's great.
There's a lot of stupid out there.
Hatch will never be pornographic. It's just innocent fun, a cartoon, a laugh we need to laugh. Yes, we need to laugh. Man, okay, this is going to get me on a rant too. So now it's my turn to rant, guys.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I am so sick of comic book people acting like elitists. Okay? Listen, I am all for people reimagining street food and maybe trying to do fine dining. But when you like have this pretentious fine dining idea of street food, dude, it's street food. It's street food for a reason. Everyone eats street food. The rich eat street food. The poor eat street food. It is the most available and it's the most diverse palette of food that you can find. Any country you go to. We call them food trucks here. Guess what? Still just street food, folks. Comic books is street food. When you start acting like you're producing the next great American novel, shut up, get over yourself and have some fun. It's fun. It's fun. Shut up, you idiot. Have some fun. Just stop acting like some pretentious elitist. It's a comic book. It's cartoons. I tell people what I do for a living. I go, I draw cartoons for a living.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I get paid to think about comic books and have fun. I love my life.
I personally have a disdain for calling it a graphic novel. There are graphic novels, but a graphic novel's a certain format as I view it.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, let's just have a good time.
It just
Let's
makes it
have a
sound
good
like-
time, guys.
It's
I'm so
it's
sick.
the old story of Stan Lee. I'm a writer. Oh, what do you write? Oh, fiction. Well, what kind of fiction? And then he would say comic books, and that would end the conversation.
Yeah.
Michael
But
Taylor
actually,
loves the
things like-
dinosaur.
If you're a misanthrope like me, I actually, enjoy ending the conversations like that. Dude, like, I don't know. That whole like cocktail thing, talking to people like, oh my god, it's
You just need a
overrated.
shirt that says, "Oh, you don't want to talk to me because I write comics." On the backside, that's cool. I didn't want to talk to you anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like you're annoying and you smell funny.
I have not had one person, and this is the oddest thing.
Yeah.
When I tell them what I do, they're like, "Oh, that's so cool." I've never met anyone that does that.
Yeah.
When my wife, so my wife is working at a prestigious bank in town, right? And when she went to their corporate office, they asked, when they interviewed, they asked her what, about her family, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my husband draws comic books." They're like, "Oh, that is so cool." And she's like, "Really?"
Yeah. you know what I'm getting now, Luke?
Right?
You know what I'm getting now, Luke? See, since I dropped out of advertising because dude, it died in the pandemic. Like I've been talking to a lot of people, mostly graphic designers, is like, "Wow, you're doing that," but like creatives go like, "And where's the substance in doing comic books?" It's like, dude, you do diaper commercials, all right?
It's so rewarding.
There's no substance in what
It's so
you do.
rewarding.
So shut
You
up.
guys out there that have the ability to create for a living, you guys know what I mean. It's so rewarding. But what I've noticed is there's people that take it so seriously. It's like at the end of the day, you're writing a comic book, okay? And it's always going to be looked at as a comic book.
Yeah.
Now, I believe in elevating your craft and doing it the best that you can. But look, if you want to write a story about a hot dog that goes on an adventure, then do it. That's fine. There's a guy that's got a book about a plunger. It's a plunger. That's fine. Have a good time with it. Enjoy it, I have a lot of problems with the elitist attitude within comics. The comic industry is bad in and of itself, that people think there's such thing called reciprocity. There is no reciprocity in this industry. You think that if I back your campaign, you're going to back my campaign. If I support your publishing company, then when I make a book, I'm going to get on that publishing company. That's what they expect, and that's the attitude that a lot of people have. And I see them like simping after publishers
Isn't that
or
a
different things like that.
scheme?
That's
It
very
is a
communist.
pyramid scheme.
More
It's,
communist.
Luke-
yeah, it's kind of communist, right?
Luke, hadn't you heard that we're recycling $100,000 within the community to get our books funded?
I've heard that. Now,
That's economically sound.
I am very hard on a company called Scout because I've gotten a lot of books from them that have been subpar, right? Like they produce everything. But we have so many people that want a chance. Like they're looking at the pile of crap that they're publishing, and they're not going to say anything about that pile of crap because they're hoping that they might be able to be a part of that pile one day, because that crap is getting more eyes on it than their crap. And so they want to add their crap to that big pile of crap because that big pile of crap is being sold by Diamond, right? Their crap just has a distributor, right?
It's all
Instead of going out
perception.
there.
It's
It's all
how big you
perception.
are.
Who
It's how
was
big
it?
they
Who was
think
it
you are.
recently? Yeah, who was it recently that said somebody was like sneering at them and saying, "Well, you're not part of the mainstream." And they're like, "I'd have to take a pay cut to be free." Was it?
I would have to pay a pay
Who
cut
was
to
it
be
said that?
mainstream.
It's just like really recent.
I think I don't know. I didn't say it, but honestly, I would have to take a pay cut
Shane Davis
to become
said
mainstream.
that.
I think Shane Davis said that. I shop at Walmart,
Shane
so Walmart
Davis.
should sell
It
my
was Shane
comics.
Davis that said that. I have to take
Yeah.
a pay cut to be part of the mainstream
Yeah.
at this point.
I'm not always a big fan of Shane Davis's
The
comments.
guy's
but
wearing velour
I do like that one.
tracksuits. Okay.
yeah, he's doing just
Velour
fine.
Tiger stripe tracksuit.
Bunny, your
doing
mic
fine.
is really staticky.
The thing is that the name has outlasted itself. Mainstream doesn't apply to what we
Doesn't apply.
consider mainstream to be. Mainstream is actually scholastic and manga.
That's mainstream. Manga is
That's
mainstream.
mainstream.
Yes.
Marvel,
Well, you
I mean,
saw
look,
what
they're
Disney
niche.
did
They're
with
niche
Marvel,
markets
right?
anymore.
If the left has taught us anything, words mean something. We still call propagandists mainstream media. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because they don't represent me or my values, and I don't think they represent most Americans. And I think we see that with the pushback, even with the Democrats and the independents. They're leaving the Democratic Party because they've been so infiltrated and radicalized.
Let's
in
talk about
all
this for a
forms of
second. Hojo's
entertainment
book got
culture.
rejected by Scout because the art wasn't good enough.
Mm.
Have you seen some of what they put out? It's terrible. It's terrible. So for all of the things that
Mythicals?
I say about Scout, let me say this. For all the
Hojo's Mythicals got rejected.
Yeah. So for all the negative that I say about Scout, I will say this. Maybe they're doing something right in the fact that they don't care what they publish. They're not waiting for fine dining. They're not acting like they have some great formula apparently, that only what they like is the best thing to like. There's a guy, I'm not going to name names, but there's a guy that has streams where he critiques people's campaigns in their books. And quite honestly, nothing that I've read of his I've enjoyed. So I'm like, why would I want his advice if I don't like what he's doing? I appreciate his drive and his dedication and his work ethic, but if I don't like what you produce, why would I care what the hell you have to say about what I made? I wouldn't, right?
I mean,
And
donkeys have drive.
So maybe in that sense, Scout is on the money with just allowing whimsy, but to reject the mythicals for art, the art looked pretty darn good in the mythicals, for all I've seen. I wouldn't.
It's all in the eye of the beholder, though. So you have to say like who was reviewing that art. And maybe
art is so subjective.
Yeah,
it is so subjective.
Look, I have a question. In your title, you say, and the coolest extras. Are you talking tchotchkes or what?
We are, yeah. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna get there. I promise.
Stop, Panta.
All right. So predictions for 2023 still bullish. Here's a good one. They're talking about predictions for 2023 skewed to the positive among hobby game retailers, distributors, and publishers. Again, this is not comic books, guys. This is the game side of things.
Yep.
All right? That's the other thing we talk about here. Chief among them is the difficulty in matching or exceeding 2022 sales after 3 years of strong growth. But there are also macro challenges concerns over inflation and slowing economy underlie a generally conservative tone, despite frequent reassurances that games tend to outperform the economy outperform the economy in hard times. So games are where the money probably is going to be. And here's a good indicator. January was up over 2022's January. So the game community is doing well, thinking they're doing well, but the success is going to be in the TCGs. That's the card games. Okay? There's a lot of them coming out. But then I have an article here also that the fall from 2022, that the surge of card games has stretched the wallet. So you know what this tells us, right? If we're looking at the market and predicting, they see that the money has been in the card games, and so what's everyone doing? Investing in new card games. They're going to flood the market with more card games. And now the consumer is going to have to choose what to buy. I think we're looking for a crash, guys. I think we're going to see a crash in the gaming community with the card games.
But this is a problem for people who are in here for the money. Because if your only motivation is money, and then there's no more money in card games, those who are in for the money are going to stop. So that's what kind of levels the market. You got to find and do what you love, guys. Because it's not like, hey, the money isn't like racing horses. Like, okay, do you love horses?
Yeah, the truth is, Hojo says I got rejected because of my social media mutuals.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a mutual with me. I guarantee you got rejected. Trust me, I know that the one sitting on that pile of crap up there, they know Luke Stone. They know who I am. I'm the reason why another person got rejected.
Like a rock.
Yeah, dude, I should
see,
try all that.
You got that CG stink on you, man. They won't touch you.
I mean, I should try to do that because I mean, and I'm speaking on their terms since I don't think like that, but I do have skin armor.
Yeah.
So I should go.
You do have
there.
skin armor, right? Yeah.
I should.
And let me say,
like,
when I say they know who I am, that's not because they're envious of me. That's not like a braggadocious thing. That's they know that CG stink.
Yeah.
They got that. And if you are associated with people with that CG stink, then no, you're not going to get on that particular group.
But
the economy impacts those CCGs if people can afford $4 to $8 per pack. Yes, it's $4 to $8 per pack. There is that whole random collectible thing, but we saw this surge where people flooded, playing that Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember that, yeah.
Well, that didn't last. Like, it wore off because people have very short attention spans, right? And it wasn't until like they started making some new changes and some new things that made the card games kind of move forward a little bit. But now with this, I think they're predicting that it could be difficult here moving forward as well.
Yeah. And I like Wizards of the Coast like filling up a landfill with Magic cards if they like flooded the market and I have to get rid of it.
Yep.
Yeah, Funko Pops.
That's Funko Pops.
And Funko Pops though I think it's going to take a minute because there's still shops out there that are being held up by Funko Pops games and collectibles.
Yeah.
Here's some fun news, guys. Who likes Danny Trejo?
Oh,
yeah.
Anarchy. Nerdcraft Game LLC will launch Anarchy, a card game. Another card game. Here we go, guys. A new post-apocalyptic tabletop card game, and comic book. So now we've got a game and a book. I know somebody else has one of those. Check out Hybrid's double feature on Fund My Comic, guys.
Have to find an artist that does a lot of face lines.
Yeah, because he's got
Who's like the villain? Edward James Olmos? Because then the artist is gonna kill himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a new post-apocalyptic TCG and comic book featuring actor Danny Trejo on its cards. On to Kickstarter on May 1st, 2023. This game was originally announced to be available to the public at Gamma Expo 2023. After years of signing Trusty Machete Magic, the Gathering cards, Danny Trejo is lending his image to a brand new TCG.
Well, they did pay attention to what they did with Canu, so this is not surprising.
But this one's going to Kickstarter, guys. May 1st.
Obviously.
Yep, that's where that's going. So let's see how this goes. We'll keep an eye on that. I like Danny Trejo, but it looks like all he's doing is lending his face to it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he has Tacos, which is like a restaurant.
Right. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to get Danny Trejo to be your spokesperson. But hopefully they've got a good game and good comic to back that up.
And dude, Danny Trejo is an ex-con. Like, his story is very interesting. So yeah, dude. Danny
himself. I would like to see a story, book just about him. Let's take a look at this one here.
He's got a biography out, or an autobiography.
Perlmutter out. Feige now Buckley's boss.
Nice.
This is brand new news. It dropped yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
Walt Disney Company has laid off Marvel Entertainment.
They got Ike.
What's that?
They got Ike.
They got Ike.
Yeah.
They got Ike.
Yeah.
And he will incorporate the comic division and the rest of Marvel Entertainment into the other units of the company. We talked about this. We knew this was coming. We saw it happening.
Yeah.
We've been speculating that the publishing wing of this Disney mega machine, Marvel, would get dissected because all they want is the IPs. They just want those names. They're not making money on the publishing side of things, comparatively speaking. They're making pennies on the dollar.
And they're not the house of ideas. They thought they just like said they were. Like, yeah, they come here, we make the stories, and they turn it into movies. Like, that's
the ideas that they bought are from people that Marvel kicked out a long time ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the ideas they've got now are quite bad. So they're realizing they have to deviate from the comics in order to tell good stories, because what they were expecting from the early 2000s on, they're not great stories.
No. And now, you can see the change in attitude. Like when you see the Marvel movies in the beginning, the scrolls were comic pages. But after, I think it was Avengers Age of Ultron, the scroll became like scenes from prior Marvel movies. So they like abandoned comics. So that attitude of like, yeah, we look into comics to look for ideas. Not so much, guys.
Yeah.
Shadowhawk says, I can't see the names, but he goes, I know that's Pedro's voice.
Yeah, I'm the Ricky Ricardo of Comics 8.
Welcome, Nick Tockard in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
We miss you being on here, brother. We really do.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. Danny Trejo was partnered with Wizards of the Coast in the past and has been selling his autographed Trusty Machete card for years. He is legit in gaming circles. Great. That's awesome. Yeah, we just read that. So I think I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see how that works out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that works out. We'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, so Walt Disney, they've laid off Marvel Entertainment chairman Isaac Perlmutter and will incorporate the comics division and the rest of Marvel Entertainment into other units of the company, the New York Times reports.
And why not? They've been ignoring the comics division for like the last decade.
Of course.
Exactly. And they go under the radar.
Perlmutter may have accelerated his removal by siding with activist investor Nelson Peltz in a boardroom fight with Iger earlier this year. Who did we lose?
Buddy,
Yeah.
we lost the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was political. Them doing that, getting rid of Ike, because Ike was a pain in the ass because he wanted to save money, and he knew who the characters were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is the thing. This is the guy that told Marvel Publishing to stop concentrating on X-Men and start concentrating on Inhumans about 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. He's the one that pushed the Inhumans TV series that they went through and chopped the funding on and ended up with the mess that it turned out to be. They all blamed it back on Ike.
No, it could have been great. It was corporate people, corporate interference. And it's always corporate interference, isn't it?
Yeah. In an era now where Disney supposedly wants to save money, they get rid of the biggest spendthrift that they possibly can, the most conservative non-spender that they possibly can. That's not real smart, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
Well, what nobody wants to
on the
say,
board.
they call him activist investor Nelson Peltz, but he was trying to save Disney.
Yeah.
He was trying to save Disney. The ideas that he had for Disney would have saved the company. But
well, you notice how they use
wants
these
a money-making
right?
company. That's what he wants. That's why Perlmutter wanted on the board. It's because he wanted to make some of those decisions to help them make money.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not.
You
what
realize
they're interested in
activist is only a. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't care for the word activist. When you put activist in places, it means that you have an agenda, right? Now, I think on a board, I think having an activist involved in your company is a smart thing. I don't think having an activist write your book is a smart thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a place for activism, and I think when it comes to leading a company or at least influencing a company, I think you should have people that have agendas at mind, at heart, that because you know they're going to be passionate about that and they're going to argue their point well.
What's the difference between an activist and T-Bunny?
T-Bunny is kind of an activist.
The level
personal now.
of activity.
Level of activity, yeah. The level of activity.
I'm not as motivated as activists are.
You're gonna be motivated. But you notice it's like they use that
I'm too
word.
lazy to be an activist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they use that word in different ways, but they use it to try to form a narrative.
You keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, they use it to try to form a narrative, and so let's see what they're trying to say here. But anyway, yeah, they wound up pushing this guy out. So Marvel Entertainment President Dan Buckley will remain and will report to Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige. Presumably, with Buckley's core division, Marvel's publishing operations still in his portfolio. Marvel Entertainment co-president Bob Steffens and chief counsel John Turtson, I think Turtson,
Bob, who worked at Disney,
were also let go.
There are a lot of Bobs in Disney.
Bob.
Next is T-Bunny as an equal opportunity think. Love you, T-Bun. That's pretty funny.
Nick gets me. Nick just gets me.
He really does. Berlin was full of activists in 1932. Guess what happened? Yeah. Word activist. That's a funny word. All right. So the layoff is the final step in a process of sidelining Perlmutter that began in 2015 when Marvel Studios, with Kevin Feige in charge, was removed from Perlmutter's purview and put under Walt Disney Studios. In 2017, Dan Buckley, who had been Marvel publishers, who had been Marvel publisher since 2003, was promoted to president of Marvel Entertainment, reporting to Pearl. Man, I always stumble over his name. Perlmutter. With authority over publishing, games, television, digital, global brand management, and the franchise groups, which include licensing and merchandising. In early 2019, Feige took control over Marvel TV shows on Disney+. And later in the year, took over creative control of the entire Marvel Entertainment division, which Buckley reported to Feige on creative matters and to Perlmutter on operational ones. So again, Perlmutter had nothing to do with what's going on with the publishing aspect. You see what Disney was starting to do? They started to realize that the stories they bought were, the old ones were good, but these new ones were garbage. And so they wanted to put Feige in charge of all of this creative vision. And so even the publishing wing was answering to him.
And what
Marvel
did Feige
Television
do?
was
He
shut
went
down
straight
shortly
to the crap
thereafter.
stories.
He really did, yeah. Went shortly thereafter with Marvel Studios taking over Marvel Television operations. It's unclear where all the parts of Marvel Entertainment will end up, with the possibility that some positions will end up in division other than Marvel Studios. The move comes as Disney begins a major streamlining operation that includes eliminating 7,000 jobs in a bid to save $5.5 billion. We know some people that are probably going to get caught up in those cuts. The Times reports analyst estimates of the annual revenue for Marvel Comics at 40 to 60 million compared to total company revenue of about 83 billion. Drop in the hat.
Yeah, dude,
Drop
not
in the
even.
bucket.
Not even, man.
Drop in the bucket. Crazy, right? I'm going to sound like T-Bunny, but no matter who is in control, if the source writing sucks, there's little to be done with it other than skip or rewrite, and that is absolutely 100% true. And right now we're having a big issue with source material that they're trying to draw from is
Yeah, dude,
terrible.
we should make that a thing. Like, I'm gonna T-Bunny for a minute now, and say, boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to drop that.
Writing is
Well,
job
these-
one, kids. It's job one.
These board of directors are looking for big money, and comics are just a drop in a hat altogether. With manga sales, I think about $1 billion a year, and that's nothing compared to like 60-80 billion dollars on other ventures. And when they look at comics as a whole, it's insignificant. It's like, this is not worth our time.
Well, what they don't understand is that comics are culturally significant, far more than they are monetarily significant.
Yes.
I mean, this is our mythology.
Yeah, it
These
is
are
our
our
modern
heroes.
mythology.
Fiction. Okay. Yeah. Every
Yeah, it
culture
is.
has to have their mythology, and this is our mythology.
Absolutely correct. It is our mythology. And one of the things that I think we are seeing is that with manga and anime, that the cultural mythologies are changing. People are adopting, because of all the tomfoolery, because of the insertion of political activism into storytelling, rather than, storytelling be the chief operative means by which we create these works. People are moving to manga in groves. Manga in groves.
Manga.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is, like, their storytelling is not Western. You know what I mean? Like, the tropes, the things they value in their stories is not the same, and it's changing the landscape of how kids think right now.
Yeah, it's going to change how we tell our stories too. Like, we're going to have to adapt. It's going to be really
Not only that,
important.
I'm a firm believer, and then I'm gonna kind of white pill here, but I'm a firm believer that if we offer Western style storytelling done well, we can balance this out. Because that's the thing, like, people enjoy manga because the stories are better, right? There's no like agenda. There's no like, okay, how many people of X color or disabilities are in your story, so that will make it, this is not story related
Yeah.
requirements.
They don't reboot anything.
So when
they
do we
just
get
keep
more
the-
manga movies than we do Marvel Universe movies?
We already got them, and they're
Already
already
got 'em, man.
they're trying
They
to
got
adapt
headless.
those Marvel movies to anime now.
They keep trying to do manga and anime adaptations in live action. They just have not done it right. They just
Yeah.
can't do it to save their lives.
Nick Tucker says D plus is the House of the Mandalorian right now. If you've been watching, I think I talked about this on a Tuesday night. It's not good.
No, season 3 sucks.
Season 3 is terrible. The villain is a joke. They're jumping plot points so quickly. They have nerfed our man Mando terribly. They are. I mean, it is just.
You can
at
tell
one
KK
point-
is fully in charge of Mandalorian now.
At one point,
It's got all her earmarks.
Yeah,
All
I
her-
believe
at
Favreau has officially retreated back to Ahsoka, which is hopefully going to come out
Yeah.
after Kennedy has announced that she's leaving.
Let's put
I
it
don't
this
know.
way. We're watching it the
They-
other night,
they
and
played
my
with my
son says,
students
"Why
so
is
much."
it that he said they nerfed the Mando? They nerfed him. Why is it that he falls and sinks and needs saving, but she can swim in all that heavy armor?
Yeah.
And why is it so easy for her?" And I said, "Son, it's because she has a vagina."
Yeah, exactly. Vagina armor.
Is what it
No,
comes down
you
to.
know, you know what really irked me? Like, okay, they're making like that black saber like sentient.
Yeah.
So it's like it's rejecting Mando. Like, hey, I don't vibe with you. I actually found that cool. But then, like, Bo-Katan grabbed the saber and just like, whoa, yeah.
Well, they tried to do that with
Like,
Finn and Rey, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm telling you that it's. Don't even get me started. I love Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? They are screwing up my fandom. But so in the meantime, I just stick to what's going on in indie because we do have some great content that's coming out with all of that. But one of the things that I want to talk about for a little bit is I'm noticing now that because there's such a saturation, it feels like if you're an independent publisher or creator, that you almost have to be an entertainer, not in the sense that your work is entertaining, but that you yourself have to be a
You have to
internet
pee?
personality.
Wait.
Have to pee.
Have to pee.
Yeah. You still have to pee.
Hey, it's enough, guys. Screw you guys.
We all do have to pee at some point.
I just have
Don't
to pee. That's it.
sidetrack Luke. Confirm.
Words are hard, guys. Come on.
Words are
I almost
and
died.
So
I was in coma.
it's so satisfying. Rib for
Yeah.
your pleasure.
It's really nice. It's
I
going
have
with the
COVID
topic that
brain.
we have to be communicating.
Very salty.
This happens.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you something.
See, your actions have consequences. When you oppress people, they rise up in a fiery anger.
True.
It's very true. It's very, very true.
Fiery
But, you know,
anger
you got
is
people
a
out there that are
topic.
producing amazing work, but they have to, like, one of the things that I've been telling people, I love the show. One of the things that I when I am able to help new creators coming in, I said, you got to get on streams. You have to. Yeah, that's a great shirt too. That's
Oh,
my
there you
favorite
go.
one.
Yeah. Awesome.
I say you
I'm a
got to get
kiss
on
up.
streams.
I'm a suck up. Yeah.
He really is.
I see what you're doing, T-Bunny.
There we go.
Yay!
Fair back.
Think about what you've accomplished.
Anyway, one of the things that I coach a lot of new creators with that come to me, hey, I need some help or whatever. I explain to them, you got to get on streams. My book's not moving. I'm not getting any backers. I don't understand. How do I get traction? You got to get on streams. You have to have a mailing list. You have to get out in front of people. People have abandoned going to conventions, and they should be going to conventions because people want to meet the creators. People are it's an odd time to where people are as interested in the person making the art as they are the art itself. And I always tell them, when you get on there, you got to get on Get on stream. Show your face. I know there's some people that don't. They can't. They've got a job that if anyone knew that they had the stink of, CG around them, near them, they'd get in trouble. Or if they created an independent comic, they'd get in trouble. But if you can show your face and use your real name, then do it. But the other thing that I'm noticing is that it's not just now getting out there. It's like you've got to be entertaining. Have you guys noticed this at all?
Sorry, Evander. He's off.
Nah, I got nothing.
Yeah. No. The thing's like, yeah, you have to be entertaining, and the thing is like, yeah, some people don't want to stream to promote, and what Hojo's bringing is to an element, and I don't know, this might be a little bit like like spicy, but like promoting via super chat, it's not that effective. And something happened. Like he dropped like a decent amount of money for a super chat. He got mentioned, and it was it. And dude, that's frustrating. Like the only one who's gonna promote you the way you want, it's yourself.
Yeah.
And if you don't develop the skills to be likable, at least to communicate properly, dude, you're dead in the water. You have to get out there.
What's your excuse, Pedro?
For what?
Pedro's handsome and entertaining.
Yeah. I don't have any excuses. Like, my laugh is so hard because I'm beautiful, Rex.
Yeah.
And that's
People
something
don't
I have
watch
to
sucky
contend
live
with.
streams.
I can't argue with that. You are a beautiful man.
Look,
But you gotta get rid of those damn roosters.
Yeah,
Nick's
dude.
got a
No,
point.
Okay, I'll make the roosters part of my shtick because I live in a freaking farm and I can shut them up if I don't kill them. So,
Why does Eric July have the platform he has?
Hmm.
Because he's entertaining.
Yeah.
He says things that are on the edge and controversial, and people either watch him because they want to get mad at him, or they watch him because they agree with him.
Yeah.
Right? Timmy Mello says Ethan Van Sciver makes the entertainment talk show host aspect of promoting his comics along with CG creators look easy when it certainly isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a professional when it comes to that. Like, I think that's where those platforms come from.
Well, it's taken him years to become a professional too. It's not like he just picked up a microphone and had this shtick working.
And remember that
He did the work. That's the key.
Originally, how he was
Yeah, so
like he wasn't like who he is today. That got developed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a character, right? So, do you have to like that? I think that really is something to debate, because I know there's a lot of very talented artists out there that they are, I mean, they're fantastic, phenomenally talented.
Yeah.
But they are not. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But they're not
can't
entertaining.
communicate properly.
They're not entertaining.
See, buddy, remember your camera's reversed.
Yeah, he needs you. He
You're
wants
pointing
you
in
to
the wrong direction.
point.
Yeah.
he needs you to
I'm pointing around.
point over there to Randy.
Yeah, you were destroying with your hands what you did with your lips, T-Bunny.
Yeah. I'll just stand up. It's like these. You know, I say it sometimes. I wish I was a hot chick. Right? Because I mean, because then there's going to be people that are, they're not interested in my intellect.
The bar is very low.
They'd be interested in all of my other assets, right? I think that your talent only goes so far in this industry. When you're an independent trying to get out there, I think that you really do have to be entertaining. I think you have to go on shows. I think you have to make people laugh. I think you have to make people mad.
Yeah.
You know.
So either that or you get a rooster.
I got that down. I got the mad thing down, but I just don't have the entertaining thing. So. Wind up hating
Yeah, Facebook user says, unfortunately, being a salesman is always part of any creative profession. And you know, I think I think sales looks different now than it used to look. Right? Sales used to look like, oh, I pitch my book well, I communicate well what the story is, I have engaging characters, and maybe that's part of it now. I think it still is. I think there's that all of those things are there, but I think that you also have to be somewhat outgoing and you have to be available. There is a great book called Doc Quasar over on Fund My Comic right now that is having trouble getting traction because the creator cannot get off work and go on streams.
Promote, yeah. Gotcha.
So he's having trouble. Do you guys hear that blooping? Is that me?
That's your burp.
I don't know.
No, I'm not. I have a blooping going on.
There's a bird.
There's birds. I got birds, and it's very breezy today.
Yeah.
No, I'm not hearing
I
a
don't know if that- if it's
blurping.
that.
I have my
Okay, so
driver
that's just in my
going,
ear.
but,
That's good.
you know, so
I didn't know if my system sound was coming through or not. So that's good.
What? Did you fart?
It's your COVID
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah.
It is. And Tim also says that you have to deal with the hate from your. You have to deal with the heat from your haters.
That's the thing. Like you have to get to recognize like when it's like, you know, criticisms and open hatred. 'Cause in the end, when you get open hatred from the internet, it's somebody normally you don't know, and it's miles away. Only you let it affect you. You know, like, dude, I've done
Well,
stand-up
I mean-
comedy. I got hatred like in my face.
Let's
people.
face it. You know, there's a lot of people that say things over the internet that they
Don't
would
hate
never
Pedro
say
because
to you.
he's beautiful.
Yeah, dude. No, and that's the thing. Like, some people just need to know their love, and that's something that comes from childhood. So whenever they get pushback against what they're putting out, they take it personal, and then like, I hate you. Ah, it's like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, you're putting out a book. Everybody's recognizing it because not everybody can put out a comic book.
Well, see, I was
I don't-
built for social media. Hatred is the lingua franca of my family. So
Anytime there's infighting, it's not good for business.
No, not really.
An enemy would love to see us tear us apart. You don't have to comply necessarily.
But
with-
isn't there going to be some degree of
disagreement?
Yeah, there should be.
Well, no, I mean not even disagreement. I mean unjust hate. When you are accomplishing something that other people wish that they could accomplish. Look, I have a reasonably small platform considering, you know, we've got a little over 4,000 subs, and you know, our live streams pull in, you know, 20 to 30 viewers in the morning, and you know, other ones are, you know, maybe 15 to 20.
Offer more bacon.
You know, we have some mild success. We had a campaign that did quite well. My last two, I haven't been able to get traction on because of, I don't know, starting new businesses, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, we started a new crowdfunding platform and all those kind of things, and we're, you know, we're building all of those kind of things up, and people still that I don't even know will have a lot of negative things to say about me.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, sometimes people are directing open hatred towards you, and it's something that it's on their court, like it's in their head. Like, they see you doing something, it's like, well, I should be doing that, and that becomes like, yeah, why my daddy didn't hug me, and why did I lose that like Pee Wee championship in baseball? Like, you know, they're just venting stuff that is within them, and that's something they need to work. Like, if I take time when somebody's like telling me like hateful things that makes no sense to me, it's like, dude, I haven't done anything you're talking about. I take it for what it is. Like, dude, you're venting your childhood on me, and I guess you need it. Do it. Like, I'm not gonna like humor you to get to fight when I know it's not my fault.
Well, there's
Right,
something
yeah.
you have to do. You have to start differentiating between blind hatred
Exactly. And criticism.
and somebody.
Oh, you're roboting.
Yeah.
Bunny. What's that mean?
Yeah, you're robot and a good bunny.
For the receipts.
This is the best point T-Bunny has ever made.
Yeah. He's roboting again. Here we go.
Up
He
your.
has, he has no idea. All we heard, like, nothing.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, the
Nothing,
thing, the
nothing.
secret to life is like,
If you really want to be
You know?
successful in this game,
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Would you like fries with
and if you
that?
do that, you'll live. What?
if you want to make more money,
Up yours.
Y'all suck.
funny. You'll suck.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The last
Freaking out
campaigns,
poor,
they've
sleep deprived.
they haven't been high on the priority list. They have been a priority, but here's the thing. Here's what I've noticed. I've gone on a lot of live streams lately, and I've gone on there to talk about my new book. Guess what we talk about?
On my comic?
Not my new book.
See?
Yeah.
Fund My Comic. I think that is because
But that's to be expected, right? It's a brand new
Right.
baby. Everybody
Yeah,
wants
dude.
to see it. They want to hold it. They want to.
they want to
You know.
judge it.
They need
Yeah,
to
dude.
know about it.
And the thing is,
It's
like,
sexy.
people are very finite about this element, but failing in a campaign doesn't mean you can't do it again.
Yeah, you can do it again and again and again.
Circumstances
In
change.
fact, we're getting ready to launch another. In fact, Aaron Jordan, a fantastic writer, very talented man, launched a campaign and it failed. Guess what? Running it again.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing. Like, circumstances change. Maybe you have more time to promote. Maybe
Yeah.
your abilities as an entertainer and communicator are better now,
Yeah.
so you can convey your message better. And dude, just things change. Everything is it's a learning curve. And
But I think that goes back to, that this point of the topic that we're talking about right now is you have to be an entertainer. You have to go back and entertain people. And so it's you have to find a way for your stuff to be evergreen.
yeah,
I think that's why I like the Fund My Comic model, because if you're noticing that you're not getting traction right now and you're going to run out of time, we can extend you longer, and it doesn't have to be a set number of days. There's, it's not unflinchingly rigid when it comes to that kind of stuff,
Most people.
so that you can find your footing.
yeah.
Most people.
I mean,
if
and you
off
can see
the internet
Twitch.
for 2 weeks. I've been told they're forgotten.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, I think it started with Twitch. You said like the evolution of the entertainment, because it started with cleavage, then
Yeah.
it went to sub streams, and now they're licking the microphone. So we have to do something similar, but with art. Just evolve as entertainers and just capture.
I have some bathwater.
Yeah, exactly. It's dude. That's the
Anyone?
thing.
Anyone?
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's, it's about long-term stuff. Nick's
Do more
saying that
chair strength.
the trade paperback
more
doesn't have a
chairs.
lot of new bang. It doesn't have a lot of new bang.
It'll cost you nothing.
But Fund My Comic is something that might make them money, because people are interested in ways that might make them money. Things that will improve their lives.
yeah.
Like, that's really what they like. They're interested in those kind of things, and it makes sense, because I'm interested in those things too. If you come to me and start talking to me about something, some service that's going to make my life easier, I'm probably going to look into it. I'll probably find a way to make that be a part of my budget for that
Look,
to
in
happen.
your eyes, where should the bar be set? I mean, I think people are grasping after low-hanging fruit sometimes within
Yeah.
the projects and things. Where should the standard be? I mean, I know that's arbitrary, subjective, but I mean, in your view, what's your bar?
Yeah, dude. But I think it's also part of the human condition, because, I mean, I don't want to say like everybody's lazy, but everybody has an element of laziness. And they go like, how do I do this? And it happens to me with animation. Whenever I do like a video, I always get a question like, how do I learn this? Dude, it took me like 20 years to learn how to animate like that. No, but I want to do it now. Then I don't know what to tell
All right,
you.
well, I don't know about the bar.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I think that there needs to be a mitigation of expectation. Okay? We never do as well as what we want to do.
Right.
Right? We will set a metric for ourselves early on. If my campaign makes $5,000, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
But once we've made that $5,000, we then move that bar on ourselves. Well, if my campaign doesn't make $8,000, if my campaign doesn't make $8,000, I don't think it's successful. Then once you make 8,000, if it doesn't make 10, then I'm not successful. What was your funding goal? Were you worried about that funding goal? You agonized over that funding goal when you started because you thought, I need to set this, and if I hit that, I'll be successful. Well, you hit that, and then you hit a stretch goal, and then you hit another stretch goal, and you went 3 days without a backer. Big whoop. Guess what? There are people that go weeks without sales. There are some people that have gone years without a sale, without an idea that hit, because they were trying to work for the mainstream. They were going for a paycheck. They were having trouble. You get to create something of your own accord, something that you love, and people are giving you their money for it. And you're able to print it and give it to them, hopefully at a break even. I think the bar should be, if you broke even on that, you're good to go.
And not only that, Luke, it's the thing that we have control on the level of quality of the product we put out.
Right.
And that's something that is valuable beyond measure. Because if you work for any big company, you're just a hired gun. You shoot.
Right.
Maybe they'll give you a little time to wipe, and then you're gone. And then when you see it out, you have no control. Maybe they did it like in crap paper, or there's errors everywhere, and you have no control over that. Here, you get the opportunity to put exactly what you want to put out. And as an artist, that's something I value, and I treasure that.
So I've learned.
And if you don't have
I've made a
talent,
mistake.
you can just put enough filters on it to just like a city water system, and smile at the camera, have a fake accent, y'all, and just smile.
We know who you're talking about. And I know that accent actually is probably not fake.
I'm going to leave now, T.
At this point. Somebody's salty. That's my job. That's my job to be salty.
A little salty.
Look. Mandy's been very benevolent to me over the years. I have nothing bad to say about her.
Me neither.
She is made connection and been able to.
I didn't mention
make
her by
comic
name.
books
You just
in
made
a great
an
way.
assumption.
Well, I did make an assumption. I think everyone here made an assumption.
Yeah.
But I'll say this.
I
I mean,
assumed it was me.
I'll say this. There's been days when I wish I had boobs. Because let the simp, my friend. Let the simps simp.
But dude, that's the thing that don't.
But I think a lot of it is. I think one of the other things that I've learned is, again, mitigation of expectations. We look at comic books and what the comic book industry has been, and we see every month people are getting books, right? Brand new stories. And that's what it's been for so long. Well, that's not happening. It's happening with manga, but it's not really happening with that in the U.S. We're getting collections of what we've already read, and people are going back and rereading it, and people are experiencing it for the first time things because of the way things travel now in our society via the internet and publishing. It is things are received at different stages. Like right now, I've almost got a year's worth of books. At that point, Randy could actually solicit hybrids through Diamond if he wanted to, because then it could meet the every month rotation, for a year. But could I produce a book every month right now? Realistically, no, that's not possible. And I've actually had a pretty quick turnaround for books, and I'm finding that that's hurting me more than helping me.
Yeah.
Because in the cycle of crowdfunding, people give a lot more money for a single book than what they do at a comic book shop. And what happens is you're wearing out their wallet quicker.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a launch, I used to do a sign up sheet or sign up page as soon as I sent out the books. And I'm finding that does not work. That does not work. What you need, what I hypothesize, is that you need to let that book marinate in their hand for a minute.
Yeah.
And then you need to sign up for your next project.
That's the thing. Like you
need to slow it down.
Treat your books like a serial or a movie. So I mean, I'm trying to find a balance, and maybe putting one IP book a year, like a big book, like 80 to 100 pages of one IP. And maybe you have to, so you can put like 2 to 3 books a year. Maybe you don't hit people's wallets that much, and you can maximize the income on each campaign. But dude, being a communicator, finding other streams of income. But if you put in like 4 books, like one book every like 3 months, at $25, that's kind of stretching it for the consumer. Like you can't really expect them to, if you want them to back other campaigns also, because it's not only about you. But
there's different trains of thought on that. I mean, like Doc Blaylock, he chopped up his 80-page or whatever into 3 more bite-sized books, and you can charge less, so you can get it out
exactly.
quicker. And but I mean, there's different strategies, right? You had
exactly.
What is it? Let me see.
You have to find a strategy that works for you.
And that's the thing. Like, what strategy you're gonna approach? It's your storytelling style. So if you're more into like long form storytelling, maybe put in 2 books a year makes more sense than put in like 4 or 8. So it depends on the artist.
War Campaign has like a subscription, and they've come out with 4 books, and they're slated for 2 more. So I mean, people, and they were going to wait till 6, but then he shifted and modified and put out the 4, or put out 3, and then quickly released the 4th, so that people wouldn't have to wait so long. I thought that was a good strategy, because no one wants to wait 2 or 3 years for instant gratifications. You took my money 3 or 4 years ago.
Even the big guys are making mistakes, man. This is all new ground.
Yeah.
Even though people say, like, hey, it's been like 5 years since this like formally started. I've been more, right? 2018.
Right.
It's been like 5 years. This is in its infancy, man. People are making mistakes. People are making adjustments, and dude, things are gonna get better for those who stay for the long haul.
And the thing of it is, we need to learn from those who see that, observe that, and not make those same mistakes.
Exactly.
Fall into those same traps. I've heard EVS, express, fatigue within the community, but then there's always the next campaign, and he wants to grow his brand, his IP, but there is a stretching of the wallet, isn't there?
Well, I actually had somebody complain to me that they said, "Oh, well, you must not really care about the indies and the other people in the community the way that you say you do, because you're launching your campaign around the same time that they're launching theirs." And I'm like, that doesn't mean that I don't care, but I'm still going to launch my books when I launch my books. I can't hold off my job, my work, because somebody else decided they want to. Like, that's not how this works, man. I mean, I'm going to bring you on my shows. I'm going to give you all the help I'm going to back you when I can. But
the person
this whole idea,
the person who says that also thinks that the market is finite.
Yeah, that's scarcity mentality.
Oh, how dare you take that money away from that guy by doing your campaign at the same. That's not how that works either.
No.
And the idea is to blow this market out as much as possible, bring as many different people in at once, and as fast as we can, in order to make this platform sustainable. I mean, the crowdfunding idea. So it's not people passing the same amount of money around. It's everybody reading books that they enjoy and promoting other books to other people.
Competition
that they like as well.
is good. Competition is
exactly.
good. I'm of a certain mindset about comics, because I'm more Bronze Age, Copper Age. There's a lot of 90s guys. There's Luke up here. He's of that generation of gaming, right? Isn't hybrid. You have role-playing games and stuff. And so we all bring something to the game. Pedro brings animation. I don't know what T-Bunny brings. So maybe some good writing. But we're all diverse, right? And isn't that what we want? And people can pick and choose.
I bring the fluffy.
A banana, an apple, or a lemon that day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. For example, like what Rex says. Like, I come from an animation background, and that informs the way I draw, which doesn't look 90s at all. And in the beginning, I was very apprehensive about it. But then I said, like, well, this is what makes me different, so I might just as well lean on it. Because when I draw in that style, I'm faster, and it's, I mean, to me, it's great quality. In the things I look in illustration as an animator, people say like, yeah, well, what nib are you using or inking? Like, dude, I'm not an inker, you know. So when I ink from the standpoint of an animator. Like I said, the consistency of lines. I don't do thick and thin, for example. The hatching is almost non-existent because that's something that it's not in my repertoire. I try to do it, and it looks like crap. So it will just slow me down. And dude, I see people doing like all different styles. Like not everything has to be 90s. And the only way to sell it is for me to communicate, hey, guys, this is good. I've been doing this for 20 years.
It's like Diller's new book. So he was been told that this 14-page Ashcan that he did was the best thing he ever wrote, right? And he started thinking, well, maybe I should start doing things in smaller chunks.
Yeah.
And so that's what he's doing with this campaign. It's actually 2 stories in one. One side is one side's the other story. Yeah. And then he's doing this other short one, this other 12-pager, that he's doing in a really fun style that he wanted to do. Yeah, and it allows him that freedom of expression and creativity that we talk about all the time. And
people are trying to do these big volumes and tomes, and certainly I'm trying to lay a good foundation from the very beginning with doing, a larger, a couple books, 64 pages. But you can, I think the bite-sized books and then collect into like a trade paperback, a larger tome, after it's kind of gained some traction in an audience over time, and it just takes time. It's a process.
It really is a process.
Even Ninja Turtles did not, for several years, it was selling good, it was selling out, but it was niche. It was in the comic community. But then it crossed over and became mega big. And even then, it took years of toys, cartoons, and other things to become the juggernaut it is now. Capturing lightning in a bottle is not easy.
Yeah.
And rarely
until
happens.
Seth Rogen got a hold of it.
To get rich, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I threw the hat in with a 72 page.
You're probably a success if you break even.
I mean, I throw my hat in with a 72 pager, but that comes again. It's the kind of story I'm telling. Like the story I'm telling needed to be in that form. That doesn't mean like I'm rejecting like short.
I think if it's a one-off, that's fine, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think people that intend to do these ongoing graphic novel series, I think they're struggling with some ideas, on how this is actually going to work out. I started breaking them down a long time ago. I've had an idea for a while to do a Shonen Jump kind of book where 4 or 5 people put 6 pages of a story. So instead of making a 32-page book for my campaign, with all that expense, I just make 6 pages, and then Pedro makes 6 pages, and Randy and Rex and Bunny all make 6 pages, and we put those together in one campaign. And so we make one book, one floppy, with 32, 40 pages, something like that in there, right? And then in a couple of months, we put out our next book, which is a continuation of those 6 pages. But we put them all together like that again, because that's what Shonen Jump is. That's what that is.
I would
and
love,
then, like the story that sticks becomes a bigger story.
if I had the money, I would test the market. I would get like John Byrne, George Perez, which I know, I would get different artists to do the same story and see what sells better.
What sticks?
Oh, I think art is
same
subjective.
story,
It doesn't matter.
But you're going to get a different telling in the artwork. And it would be interesting to see where people, I don't think that important as long as the art is confident. It's mostly story that people want. They want to be invested in characters that they can identify with in their daily lives. There's a universality that a lot of comic creators are not striking upon. You don't want to just now I know what you're saying, Luke, but you know when you were alluding to it's just a comic. Okay, if we treat it just as entertainment, I treat it more as an art form, a unique American art form like jazz. And over in Europe, what we're doing is higher esteemed. So maybe we need to hit the European market.
Well,
Maybe
I
we
think
need
it's
to
higher
have
esteem
Europe,
because they respect it. The problem
yeah,
is
they respect
look,
it. Right.
but they
That's
also
really-
know what they're making.
That's really what it all comes down to is a basic that we've been so disrespected, especially here in the States, because we've always been looked at as kids literature.
Right.
Oh, dude, never try to make a comic in Latin America.
funny
This
books.
is why
disrespect.
Funny books.
this is
Yeah,
why we're
okay.
getting the problems with the libraries now.
I'm heading out,
because
guys.
there's-
I'll see you later.
See
All
them.
right.
Hey, take
There-
care, man.
Bye-bye.
There's a perception out there that
CT.
it's kid stuff that we just constantly are banging our head against. And you've got these people out there, the Oni and whoever did Flamer, trying to take advantage of that and slip adult content in under the radar.
Look, I think
I mean, graphic adult content. is
I
what
think there's
mean.
nothing wrong with making kids content.
Even Hollywood now doesn't respect the art form. This is why
Yeah.
you're getting the bad superhero movies you're getting now. They're going to the more recent stuff instead of going back to what classically works. Because for one, they don't understand a superhero structure.
If they
And
would
for
stick
two,
to the
they
original
think they're being
source
topical.
material,
Yeah.
I'll give you the perfect example. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 3. They got to automatically jump a couple decades in the future and
Yep.
quickly introduce Venom because Venom's
Yeah.
going to be popular. And they were doing great with introducing the classic
Mhm.
Stan Lee and Ditko characters.
Yeah.
If they would have just stuck with that, they loved it.
Mhm.
Well, we've got to figure out how to get people to love our characters,
Yeah,
Right.
right?
that's the thing.
And I think, when I was talking about the pretentious attitudes, we got to drop those. We have to respect what we do, and we have to say no, what we do is a serious art form. But we have to drop the elitist attitudes, because those attitudes that's what causes the infighting. And because everyone wants to have now that artists have to be entertainers and they have to get out and do these YouTube shows, they're doing clickbaity stuff and they're not helping each other anymore.
No.
There was a YouTube channel that was built on promoting the community, promoting indie comics, and then it got monetized, and then it went to strictly a opinion show about another show. They stopped using the monetized channel to promote independent comic books, and they created another one for that. And I'm like, you see, people aren't going to get behind you the way they did on that first one, because they wanted you to succeed, because you were helping lift everyone up. You were their lighthouse. You were their loudspeaker. And so they wanted to make you bigger. And then you insulted them by changing that platform. We try to promote indies as much as we can. We try to educate. That's the other part of what we do. We educate people so they can be better at what they do. But coming in and trying to educate people, if you have an elitist attitude, yeah, you should be selective of who you let in your circle. But there is just too much attitude that creates infighting. Well, I would do it differently. That's great, because none of us really know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We may have done this before. Randy probably has the most experience because he's been doing this for a very long time.
It's mid-80s.
But the market in the mid 80s was different than what the market is in 2023.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's helped me understand the market more.
Yeah.
I think I have a better insight as to what's happening. As retailed for 10 years, printed comics since '85. I've got a lot more experience there in the market than 4 or 5 others combined.
Right.
I think.
And so, I've been crowdfunding since 2016.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, crowdfunding right now is different than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's the landscape is changing, and how we approach it is changing.
Well, it's always shifting.
Everything is always shifting, and you have to really have to
Can you
be
elaborate
creative.
on that, Luke? How it's changed over time?
Yeah. Well, at first it was looked at as a risky investment, and a lot of people didn't want to do that. They didn't want to crowdfund their book because they weren't sure, because it was so different than the normal publishing model. They thought, I have to get in Diamond. I have to do it that way, And so that was the plan. That was the thought. And then when they started seeing how much money could be made off of collectibles and making premium collector's versions of your books, that changed. And they started seeing what kind of money could actually be put in there. And then it started going to where crowdfunding was more like a pre-order instead of an actual investment, angel investment for people that were broke, couldn't do it. It kind of became, you started getting Kickstarter publishers. That there were these people that were publishing, they were just strictly doing it on Kickstarter. And that's how they distributed. It became a distribution model in and of itself. And now I think there's some hybrid stuff happening where it's going from crowdfunding to individual websites to it's different. I'm not real sure what it's going to end up being now. But I know that I don't think it's going away. It's here to stay. But how we choose to crowdfund, I think the numbers we ask for, the numbers we expect are going to be way different.
Well, I think
and part of it is getting out. Go ahead.
I think you're seeing a lot of people on the main platforms. This is what I found happens anytime you try to make money on the net. As you're always working off of somebody else's platform for a corporation that once they sense you're making serious money, they go through and they change their rules on it. Amazon's done it. Patreon's done it. We've seen
YouTube's done it, yeah.
We've seen the gatekeeping happen on all of the crowdfunding platforms. Pretty much have that, except for Fund My Comic.
Yeah.
And that's because it's made by us for comics.
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
Like FUBU.
I hate to say FUBU, but yeah, FUBU.
It's I mean, that's the intention, isn't it?
But you can't survive. You have to have multiple hustles out there if you're going to do sequential art and make a living at it, because you can't depend upon any one source for very long to keep you happy. You get in that niche, you get in that comfortable little nest, and you're going to have it yanked out right from underneath you. It's gonna happen.
I think that's the mitigation of expectation.
Yeah.
Like off the heels of a 10K campaign, I think I expected to do better on some campaigns. And so I had to deal with some mental strategy on, okay, well, what do I do? Right now, we've been working on that role-playing game for 3 years to get that out. It got held up mostly because I was sick and I was out. It was supposed to be out a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And then it was a matter of timing that, like, oh crap, this is not a good time of year to, I missed the window to launch because of just trying to get caught up, and then everything, so timing kind of plays an issue in those things. And so we've been working on that for 3 years, and we did not expect changes in the gaming market, which had been relatively stable for a very long time, to change, to throw a curveball at us. And it did. So then we have to reevaluate that. We didn't expect that shadow banning was going to play a part in our signups, where normally when I have a sign-up, I'm getting hundreds of signups. On Indiegogo, our campaign was shadow banned. I got 13 signups, guys, because no one could find the campaign to sign up in gaming. And so it's like, wow.
Were probably close, personal friends, or pretty close to your circle, right?
They're absolutely. There were already people that were on my mailing list. So I don't ask my mailing list to sign up again. There's no need. They're going to get the mailing list perk anyway. They're already there. They're already part of my circle, right? these were just people that were already a part and signed up. So I didn't get any new signups at all, which was mind-boggling. I was like, I don't even understand how this is happening. So I had to reevaluate completely. And then, we're in the middle of launching a website that had its own ups and downs and hiccups along the way. But we got it out. We made it happen. And so, hey, I just want to point out that right now, between all the platforms, we've got about 40 people watching. I want to thank you guys for hopping in today and being a part of this. Thank you. You're the reason that we wake up on Thursday morning and do this kind of stuff. You guys are fun. You guys are real fun. So when you're making these things, you have to mitigate your expectations. And you have to think, okay, well, what do I need? And what's going to make me happy? Because as soon as you hit that goal that you say it's going to make me happy, you're not going to be happy. It's just human nature. So if you're going to be long-term in this business, you have to be adaptable. And you have to be willing to be patient with yourself and with others. So now that we have this new platform up, in fact, let's go there, because the next thing I want to talk about is the cool extras. Now,
I'm still not learning to juggle. Dance, monkey dance.
It is so difficult to dance monkey dance.
I have experience with that, and that's not a racial thing.
Entertaining, damn it.
Yeah. The
Apex, it's very easy to get a Fembat on Fun My Comic. You can actually just sign up.
And they
I'm going to show this just because it's a funny one. The only thing bigger than Luke's head is his microphone.
Oh,
I know.
My gosh.
That's a compliment.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. People they're like, I don't like this new Luke. And I'm like, that's too bad. This is the one you've got now.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a different kind of confidence, and I don't care.
Hi, Carol.
Like, I don't mean that I don't care that I have a new confidence or a different kind of confidence. I mean, I don't care. Like, there's this big, like, I don't care. Like, I got a problem with you. I'm like, yeah, big whoop. You have a problem, I guess, right? Some people don't like that. They don't like that. And I don't understand why they wouldn't like that.
Oh, they want you to
When
care.
you're brought to the brink of
Thank
death,
you, Apex Comics. Thank you.
When you're brought to the brink of death, it kind of prioritizes your life, doesn't it?
It really does. And Randy and I have walked through this together. I think God linked us for this reason. And I think it's for comics. As odd as that sounds, like God would bring people together to make comic books. I do. I think so. I really do. Our stories are so similar. We went through it at the same time. We went through the same grift together. It's a matter of preserving this art form, but leaving something behind that will continue to be something that can be used as a voice for people to tell great stories, but to express what's inside of them. Mm-hmm. I love sequential storytelling. I love storytelling in general. I love it. Right? So I'm thankful that through this, I've decided that, and rather than depend on someone else's platforms, I think I need my own. That's really where it came from. So I started building my channel. Randy saw that. You guys saw that. I started saying, I'm going to start helping people. I know you were kidding. Glenn is great. I love Grin. Man, words are so hard today.
Grin.
Sometimes that's where that COVID brain will come in.
Yeah.
And I just can't say stuff.
Who did your logo, Luke?
Which logo? That logo, okay, I've got two different logos. We've got the one that we paid about $2,000 for.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, we got ripped off.
Dude.
Yeah.
When you get prices like that, just call me.
No. I didn't know I was paying $2,000 for a logo.
Oh, okay.
I was paying $2,000 for graphics to give me a UI interface for every aspect of the site, plus graphics I needed for the whole site. And I was supposed to have input on all of it. And I got handed something, and I was like, but what if I don't like it? They go, well, that's what it is. And I go, well, I don't like it, right? Part of the reason why we're not working with Surrendum. The rest of the money that we gave them, we still haven't gotten back. And we're probably not going to, right? So Todd and I have invested a lot of money into this website because I feel it's very important that we build our own platforms, right? In our own ways. So there is another logo that we use on the site that Randy did.
We're going to do a lot more of those too.
Yeah, we're going to do a lot more. Like we're going to have other people do that FMC. That's going to be the core bit of the logo. And we're going to do different characters on there. We're going to have other people. We're going to give them the logo and have them draw their characters.
Absolutely.
In the FMC. Yeah. I'm getting ready to do one with Trash Man. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do one with Trash Man. And so we're going to have, I'm going to give the logo file to Dillard and have him have the buckler reading the book. Yeah.
I might take a crack at that because
so
just add to the fun,
add to the whimsy. We want this platform to look like a fun kind of storefront. That's why we have it set up the way we do.
If I told you, but lists. I want to make Waifus and Kaijus an FMC exclusive.
Awesome.
First,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So I might come something on the trailer. Like actually,
put Arrow Comic up in there. Put that Arrow Comic logo up in the corner too, man.
Yeah. We'll do that. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, dude.
Same thing, Hojo. You need to get a hold of me, man.
Let's stick that arrow in there.
Going. Let's put that arrow in there. Safety in numbers.
Yeah, I have a plan to make like you remember Galaxy Rangers? That animated show. So I want to make an intro for Waifus and Kaijus at that level of animation. It's gonna take me a lot of time to do, and I'm gonna make this iconic.
I think Nick has a little bit of a point, but let's just put it this way: I have contracts. I have contracts, and lawyers are getting involved. Okay, so no worries, no worries. So I just might own another company. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? So I want to talk about some indie comics because we were supposed to have a guest on today, but I'm pretty sure he's asleep, and he didn't realize it. That the time was an AM versus a PM. So let's look at some indie comics. We'll see about some extras in here because there is one extra that I really did like in the mix of these. So fundmycomic.com. Now, guys, if you have a campaign that you want to promote and you want to come on the show to do it, you can. It does not have to be Fund My Comic. But I'm going to be really honest with you right now. Priority is going to go to people that have a Fund My Comic campaign. It's nothing against anyone else, okay? It's just that the people that are coming on to be on this platform, they deserve, for me, to give them priority. This is not the easiest thing to jump onto a new platform and say, this is my home, right? John Dillard is saying, I'm not using any other platform. I'm going to be exclusively with Fund My Comic. So we're taking care of John, right? Any creator that wants to jump in right now and say that that's what they want to do, we're going to take care of you. We're going to sweeten the pot for you a little bit. I'm going to do what Nick keeps telling me to do. And I'm going to work with the folks that actually give a dang about me. And we are going to make it happen.
Yep.
We're going to, we're working to build Arrow Comics. We're working to build the IPs that we're doing. We're working to build the IPs of the people that say, to hell with the mainstream, to hell with shadow banning and politics, being a part of this. This is about good storytelling, good sequential art, and just people that have a real passion to make this thing happen. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. right?
So look, do creators need to clear with you like when they launch if they want you there for their launch?
Yeah, I'll be there for the launch. They do need to let me know. I'll launch you on our network. We've got a conglomerate that has a number of different channels that are connected, and we will do a massive launch like what we did for Dillard. Only probably with more schedule to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I
mine
got more
launches
comments
in
in.
a month, exactly a month. So, I know I need to work on it during that time and get approved. But yeah, I hope we can do that multi-stream on different platforms. That's key. I think to really growing this thing.
Yeah, if folks don't play nice, cut them off.
Yep.
We got to do that. Yep. Hojo's got it right. Fund my comic.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some great indie books that are over here right now. I've got to talk about Dillard's book. We watched the trailer already, but he's got a new trailer. Let's look at that. So we made a few changes. I did fix the emails that were coming out. I had messed up the kerneling on that, but we got that fixed. But I've got a little a blurb up here now shows up on every campaign about tipping the website, so you guys understand what's going on there. But he's got 51 backers, man, $1,600 he's raised already. That was 2 weeks worth of planning to make that happen so far, and he's been up for just a few days now. Yep, and brand new platform, and this is what he's doing. So let's watch his new trailer and look at some of what he's got going on.
Hey, you! Are you tired of lame-ass stories for kids?
That's so funny.
Blow that puppy up.
Well, don't be a moron.
What's that?
Walk
Blow
through
it
that
up.
door.
Can you?
Very spunko. I like it.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Blow it up.
Oh, blow it up.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I could blow it up bigger.
What's wrong? Don't be a sissy baby.
It's
Just have
amazing
a
this
look.
character here looks a little like Dillard.
The Buckler Canadian Tussle. Exclusively on Fund My Comic.
Fundmycomic.com. I love it. So he started out, he just wanted to do a $4 PDF, right? So he does this $4 PDF. People say, no, we want you to send us the book too. So we want a physical. And so he went ahead and added a physical, just US shipping. So many people were saying, hey, I live out of the country. I want more. So he went international. And so he added it with international shipping. So you can get the Buckler worldwide. And then he's already sold 3 of the 5 original pieces of artwork that he's going to do for it. $200 for original artwork from John Dillard is a steal. Trust me, I know. I've had to pay for it. Dillard is the artist for Rift Riders, which will be leaving Indiegogo this weekend and going over to Fund My Comic as a continuous campaign, so that you can buy copies over there. Very cool book. He pushes the limit and shows exactly what you can get by with, and make sure that everything it's adults only. Make sure that you know that this is for adults. It is not for kids. But the other thing you get is this really cool book called Buckler Descent. It's kind of the backstory. And look at that art. He used a little different art style for this one, a little more serious. I mean, Dillard is a very talented guy. He's able to really adapt his style to different kinds of to different kinds of art that I'm not capable of doing that. I've never been able to do that. What you see is what you get. I draw what I draw. Soltac. This is an Arrow book. Is up here. We've only got 4 backers. This needs a little traction, but we should be getting prints for this anytime now. It is. Well, I mean, it's a bunch of graphic novels. There's a couple books. And so the binding of the graphic novels takes longer than floppies. So it is going to take a little bit longer for the prints to get here. But they are at the printer now. But you can go ahead and get issue 4. Issue 4, I've got on good authority that they're starting the line art for issue 4 starting April 1st. So issue 4 will be available. And this campaign is where you will be able to get that, as well as some of the back stuff there as well. Nick, what's Nick saying here? Nick says, look, you aren't a comic creator now. You aren't currently a pastor by trade. Your primary gig is running the next new niche crowdfunding site, Who Makes Comics, after the main arc of hybrid drafts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is your real current career, art gigs for fun and extra bucks, but this system is going to be your primary income. You know what? I don't think you're far off, Nick. I don't think you're far off. I think people are really interested in what we're doing here. And so, yeah, I have to focus on those campaigns that are going to be on this platform. So, yes, and nothing to hurt anybody else. But yeah, we've got to focus on this. But look at this art. So we talked earlier about Star Wars and how Star Wars has just been screwing up. Ooh. Like the storytelling has been terrible. Look, we know, I've got on good authority from someone that was an insider, that the original storyline was supposed to be Finn was supposed to take up the lightsaber, and that the Jedi, that the Sith saber didn't work for him because he was never going to be dark side, but the light side, the good lightsaber, was working for him. He was supposed to be the new Luke, and Rey was supposed to be the new Han. They were kind of flip-flopping origins a little bit to kind of make things happen. It was going to be very interesting. And then corporations got in there and they made boardrooms, started making decisions. And they made Rey a Mary Sue.
So what you're saying is that they Alonso'd Star Wars?
They Alonso'd Star Wars, yeah. So, if you want a good sci-fi romp, kind of like that sci-fi adventure, what Star Wars could have been, should have been, you're going to want to read this book. This book has got the right amount of camp, the right amount of fun, the right amount of action. It's got everything that you need right here in this thing. And it's a 90-some page book. I should know the exact numbers because I've been dealing with the printer myself. If you back this book right now, when we do fulfillment for the Indiegogo, you will get your books too. We're going to do fulfillment for everything all at once with this thing, okay? So that we can get it all out. But definitely check this book out. It's over on Fund My Comic. I think it looks fantastic. It looks fun. Good, wholesome action and fun.
Yep. Great looking book.
Great looking book. Worthy of the Arrow on there.
Yep.
All right, what else do we got over here on the site? Here's some other good indie stuff going on. We've got the Mythicals in the house.
Was that Von Klaus? Who was that?
Well, we'll get to it.
Soltac.
Oh, no, that's Craig. Craig White. Mad Ruth Comics. Mad Ruth Studios. This is going around. This is one of the best trailers in the indie book community right now.
In a world where creatures of myth and legend exist, a covert task force is charged with keeping humanity safe from supernatural threats. And when young Nancy Moon stumbles into the eternal battle between good and evil, she finds... Oh my god, will you shut up? What's happening? Agent Beckett here. Aren't you tired of stuff like that? Want something different? Roll the tape. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's a song I'm writing for my ex. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Alrighty. Welcome to the world of the mythicals. We have it all. Monsters. Magic. Government agents. He's the strong silent type. This guy. Ugh, gross, dude. Get some kind of cream or something. Lots of 90s style action. Pew pew pew. Pew, 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 and that
pew.
strong female lead alluded to earlier. Not to mention a dashing field commander with a great sense of fashion. Look at those glasses. South River Studios presents The Mythicals, Issue 1. Buy it, if you dare. Ugh. Will you can it already? How'd you get free? Now beat it before I lose my cool.
So what are you waiting for? Back it today. Like right now.
Back the Mythicals today.
Great trailer, man. Great trailer. So between the two platforms, he is, I don't know, Hojo, if you're still out there, I don't remember what number you've made. It's over $5,000 he's already made on this thing. Not bad. Not bad at all for a debut book, in my opinion. If you're going to back him, I suggest you back him over here at Fund My Comic because he keeps more of his own money over here, okay? So yeah, check this out. He's got some great tiers. Offers digital. I'm seeing a lot more people offer digital. There was a while when no one was wanting to do digital. I think they're realizing that right now, you've got to offer digital. On my website, I sell probably more digital books than I do physical. Like I get digital sales all the time.
What's the top that you should charge for digital? $6, $5, what?
Well, he's got 8 on his.
Okay.
I don't know. My personal opinion on that is different. I think $5 for digital that's it. I think that's fair. Unless it's a graphic novel. Like if you got like 40, 50 pages, then maybe 8 or 9. If you've got 140, like my graphic novels the digitals are 10 or 12, I think. So that's but that's me. I mean, that's up to you to decide. It's your business. Right? That's
right.
That's kind of how that works. That's up
well,
to
you know, I like Dillard's. He's going to give additional content that you maybe can only find. I don't know. He didn't really elaborate on that, but he was like, you're going to be very pleased with the digital of Canadian Tussle because he's going to give additional content. Like I said, he didn't elaborate on that except that people would be very happy if they bought the digital. So that's one way to entice more digital sales is put additional content that you can only get with the digital.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
No, it's great.
So 5,115 is what he's made over on Indiegogo. Yeah. So another 324 over here.
Yeah, so it's close to 5,500. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, close to 5,500. I think that we can do better than 10 backers on this for sure this week. I'd like to see this go up this week. Very cool looking book. Oh, and speaking of extras, here's some extras he's got. He's got where you can just get the merchandise extras. So everyone's doing stickers and everyone's doing cards now, I think. I think that's so common. I think some of the more fun things that I've seen is like this koozies pretty neat. Patches are pretty neat. Like that's kind of neat.
I'm doing an air freshener.
Air freshener. Okay.
Mhm.
As long as it's on theme, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Here, Dojo has his book over here. I've EFAP'd his trailer a few times. This book is so... I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. This, like, talk about, like, having fun with your book. He's clearly having fun with this storyline. Like, it's in the Old West. There's a paladin. It's in the future. I don't know. It's all kinds of stuff going on with it. But here's a really cool extra that he's got with his. So you can get this for $10. It is it's a game. It's a Mint 10 game for $10. It was one of his add-ons on Indiegogo. So you had to go through everything else to get this, but you can actually see it here, right here, for $10. And there's one backer, and that backer's me, because this is a cool add-on. So what do you guys think of like doing like a game, something like that for a comic extra?
You know, if it's done right, I think it could be a fun add-on to a campaign. It's just it's gotta fit with the theme, right? If you just throw something together, you know, like Pogs. I've seen Pogs and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's okay, you know. But if there's actually something that was played in the book or something, so I think that'd be really cool. Like I think I've talked about this before, but like with Critical Snail, the character that I've been developing, there's actually a tabletop game that I want to develop for it. There's a whole like snail combat racing kind of thing that I want to have actual like gameplay around that exists inside the world of the comic. And so when you get the book, you can also get into that world and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think that anytime you can do something kind of niche like that, where it's unique and not a whole lot of people are doing it, it's fun.
You know, I realize what I've been doing wrong this whole time. I have not been sharing the links to these books. Hold on.
Yo.
I got to go back and I'm going to grab these links, start throwing them in here.
So I've got a unique perspective on digital that I think I've butted heads with a few people on it, but I personally think that if you back physical, you should get the digital for free. If you're offering digital in your campaign,
Yes.
it should be included automatically.
I 1000% agree.
And the other thing was the whole argument over piracy and whatnot. The major difference between a crowdfunded book being pirated versus a store-bought book being pirated is that the money was made for this book. Like when you are pirating a mainstream book, those stores are losing money, right? Because people aren't going out and buying those books. When you're pirating I'm not saying it's good to pirate it, but I'm just saying that the money was made to produce the book in crowdfunding. They got all the funds they needed to create it. Everything was there. The people that wanted the book bought the book. So at this point, anybody that's pirating that book, you're just getting your book out to more people. It's not right for them to do that. And hopefully they'll come back and say, hey, you know what? I got this digital copy somewhere. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and support your book in the future, that kind of thing. But if you're worried about piracy in that kind of sense, I think you're looking at it wrong, at least in the crowdfunding side of stuff. Because again, you got the money together to pay for the book to be made in the first place. So you've made your money. You can always get residual sales and stuff through digital. I understand that. And people probably still will buy it, especially if you have a decent price for your book. But don't let piracy scare you away from doing digital in your campaign.
Right, yeah. And I honestly, I don't know that a lot of people are pirating us. You know, they're probably going to pirate like a guy like EVS. I get that. Like they would pirate him and they would share it so that they can read it. They can hate read it. Right?
Yeah.
And I know his idea because sometimes I'll make my videos here members only. Because if you're going to hate watch me and say bad things to me, then guess what? You're going to have to pay it. You're going to have to pay for it. Right? So I kind of get where he's at, where, I'm not doing digital because I'm not going to give him a way to, be able to read my book and then insult me for free. I get that, but I don't Luke Stone doesn't have to worry about that. Carol Colors is asking, what would you tell a creator that has a campaign that is in demand on IGG, but the book is not finished? Should they move their campaign to FMC or leave it where it is on IGG till the book is finished? I would say move to Indiegogo. I would say move to Fund My Comic and leave Indiegogo in the dust. I say that because they're going to continue to take 5% from you. You could just stop that campaign, continue to run a campaign over here on Fund My Comic, and only pay 3%. Knowing that the backers, and letting the backers here know that it was funded over there. And so over here, we're just adding to the pot, and you guys are not going to have to wait as long to get your book because the book is almost done. So as long as you're communicating, it's really all about running your business, okay? And you being able to get the most out of the work that you're doing. The other thing that you like to hear here is that when you start, if you have a continuous store like that, you get to schedule what your payouts would be like. So if you want them regularly, then you'll get regular payouts. We know that Hojo has funded, and he is going to print the book. He's already started working on it. The book is done. He's, everything's there, but he needs the money that he makes to pay for full, the stuff he needs for fulfillment. So right now he's actually receiving the money that he raises on Fund My Comic. The one thing that we do have to fix about our thing is that when something is refunded, it doesn't reflect once the payment has processed. Just like back end with Indiegogo. So in this situation, like he had a refund a couple of weeks ago, and there's no way to reflect that on the campaign to show that dollar amount wasn't actually raised, that he needs more, unless we just raise the dollar amount by that, So we've got to figure that out. Again, that's why we're in beta. Just got to figure a few things out. Let me see another question here. They are worried because the book isn't finished and is now late, that it will look bad on them if they moved it, and keep telling them that they aren't getting foot traffic anyways over on IGG, move to FMC. Sadly, most books are late, okay? Most books are a little bit late. I am late on Rift Riders. We did not expect to be late. That wasn't a plan. We have everything that we need to fulfill. All with the exception of the prints actually arriving to the house. I had to move across country. So we had to put all that stuff off, right? And so things happen, but as long as you're communicating to your fans, then there shouldn't be a problem there. Okay, next question. There's the next question. So I can sell this move to them. What type of campaign they should run on FMC? The move the campaign they should run is a continuous. Continuous campaign is like in demand. So we have a all or nothing, which is a fixed goal, and we have the keep it all, which is a flexible goal, and then we have the continuous, which is an in demand function. 15 pages from being done is not bad. Yeah, they should move over and make a big deal about it. All right, let's look on. Let's go to...
They should also be transparent about their progress, too. As long as folks know that you're working on it and they're seeing work being done on it, they're not going to complain as much. And it's not going to hurt you in the long run being a little late.
Yeah, if people know, they're a lot more... They're a lot more forgiving. Some people aren't. Some people just want to make trouble. But most people are pretty forgiving about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But in most cases, they're very understanding. They backed you for a reason. Yep. So this book right now is on Fund My Comic. This one, I'm a little biased. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little biased. I think you should definitely buy this book. Because if you're familiar with art styles, you're going to know exactly who drew this. I drew this one. I think it's a great looking book. Can I say that out loud? Am I allowed to say that?
I think you did.
Can I say that I think it's a great looking book? I like
Said
it.
It's too late.
Too late.
I don't see a problem with you liking yourself.
Yeah, I think this. I like Patrick did the colors on it. He and I team up on a lot. I really like the way it turned out. Yeah, I like the way that it turned out. I thought it. You can see had a lot of fun drawing it.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's got some whimsy to it. Another Arrow book. But yeah, you can see it's got here's one thing I'm seeing a lot as an extra. What do you guys chat? Let me know. What do you think about chibi stickers? Do you care about them? Do you want them? Do you want more of them? What's your feeling on the chibis? Chibi.
I've actually got one being made right now. I've had to go through a couple different revisions with the printer because they weren't getting what I wanted to do. But what I've done is taken the art from 6 a.m. because he was gracious enough to do one for me. And I knocked out all the color on her scales, and it's a hollow foil sticker. So I've got an overprint of all the ink and everything is normal. There's a white outline on it, but where the scales are is all hollow foil. So when you shake it, it looks like she's got shimmering scales.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So that's supposed to be coming sometime probably next week. And then I've got somebody else working on some chibi stickers, which I'm actually thinking about trying to do acrylic standees with those. After seeing what Global Frequency did with the Maverick stuff, I really liked those. I had an idea of maybe doing like a little Merkmaid playset kind of thing with a couple chibis and like a background print or something, and being able to do like your own little diorama type thing with those guys. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's really cool. We have a standee for Rift Riders. Looks really cool. I like the standee. The standee's kind of neat.
Yeah, the only downside is like if I think the guys that you went through, their pricing's okay, but like if you really want to get good pricing on these things, you have to order a buttload of them. And it's like I have to order like 1,000 units to get them for like $1 a piece, and I'm probably not going to sell 1,000 of them. So I got to see what I'm going to do.
Yeah, but, that's very expensive where I got them. I got to find a better vendor for those.
Yeah, I have a vendor for you. It depends on the quantity you're going to sell.
Yeah. So, chibis definitely help advertise for the comic. Plus, sheet awareness for key characters. Yeah, it does give some awareness for the key characters. So, also metal bookmarks. I think metal is really popular right now. Like, we have a metal print that is going out with, this is a metal, it's a blacklight print that's going out for Rift Riders. That was pretty cool. So we've got metal over here on this one, and then we got a Lopresti. I still am a big fan of not a lot of variants. I think people do too many variants sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they do too many, but like one or two. Like this only has 2 covers. And the other cover you get is freaking Aaron Lopresti. Look how good that it looks.
Yeah, dude. He should change his name to freaking Aaron Lopresti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, he's so good. He's so good. So that's a cool one that's up there. We've got... I got to talk about hybrids, guys. I have to.
Do it.
I need... Once again, I'm coming to you asking for your help. I do need your support on this. I have been promoting everybody else's stuff. I've not been promoting mine. You guys know I've been working on hybrids for a while. We have book 9 that we did right on the heels of Rift Riders, which did amazing as far as crowdfunding goes. But this book has raised $13.52 over on Indiegogo. So we're adding that to this campaign for doing our stretch goals. All right. I need 2,500 to really break even. We're printing the book no matter what. It's happening. So, but I need 2,500 to break even and to pay Nick for his work. Okay. So if I don't raise enough, poor Nick doesn't get paid yet again. All right. We got to give Nick money. Okay. So what I really need is for people to check this project out. So not only do we have this role-playing game that has been developed, it's being put together by the same people that are putting together Rocket Magazine. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Okay, the mechanics are fantastic. You can build the characters from scratch, basically the way that I do mentally. It's great. This is a completely immersive RPG with its own game engine called Base Plus 2. That's very rules light, but very fun for people. Okay, so this is kind of an extra, right? Even though it's kind of like the main deal, but it's a companion to the actual comic book series. So there's Easter eggs in the game and in the comic that weave on top of each other. So they kind of work together. The two do. So you can get Volume 1, which was remastered for Arrow Comics, initially for that Spencer's deal that we had, which was a false thing that was going on. Yep, so that was false.
Grift.
A grift, major grift. But a good thing came out of it. We wound up doing the Volume 1 remastered, and we actually crowdfunded it from the same infrastructure that we're using for Fund My Comic, but it was done through my website with a plugin that we have, which you can take your campaigns on Fund My Comic and plug it into your website. We've talked about that only a little bit. But so that was crowdfunded, and so we have copies of that. And then the next 4 books, the Killing Field arc that we just wrapped up, I've got creator commentary put with that, and that book is ready to print as a graphic novel, 144 pages. So really cool, got backup stories and stuff in there as well. You can get that book, and you get the role-playing game. But not only that, you can get the Module 1, which was the quick play that introduced everyone to the rules so that we knew that we had something magic here. Okay, so we did that. Now Nick has written part 2 of that story, so you can get part 1 and part 2 of the quick play modules with this campaign as well. So you can get up to 5 different books and jump into this thing. And I'm telling you, it is a great deal. I know it's a little expensive, but with code beta 2023, it takes 20% off, right? So you can actually get the Try It campaign, the Try It tier. It's $1.80 is what you get. 80 cents you pay. And you can get the issue 1, issue 2, and the quick play 1. You get that for 80 cents, the PDFs, so that you can try it out. And then when you fall in love with it, you can come back and buy one of the graphic novels, both of the graphic novels, one of the quick plays physically, both of them. You can even buy the game. But we're getting ready to add some merch onto the campaign. I'm going to add some t-shirts and some hats, a couple of things, because I want to spice things up and do another push so that people can get some interest in this campaign. Some things that are only going to be available on Fund My Comic. And we're still we've got the Arrow bundles, and we're still using code 20, beta 2023 to take money off. You can get the dice and the dice tray with this thing, and a chibi sticker. Very cute. 150. Take 20% off. You're getting it for $120 plus shipping. I'm telling you guys, we got you here. We got you here. And we have reflected stretch goals. Once we reach 2150 on our campaign, so once our number hits 2150, we unlock this new trading card. The artwork done by Chris Scalf. Fantastic. He's going to be doing some work for Arrow Comics, right?
Yeah. We've been talking quite a bit about a couple of different things. So absolutely. Plus there's more issues of Revolt on the way. So
yep. More issues of Revolt coming. I agree.
Hopefully interiors and covers on as well.
I agree. Plushies are really cool. Here's something that I had made, and it was delivered and it was stolen.
Huh?
I had Slam Buddies made. I had Trashman Slam Buddies made. So there's a crap ton of Slam Buddies running around somewhere in Washington, Indiana. Someone says a Chibi fridge magnet would be cool. That would be cool. And as the Chrome Dog expert, you agree you should buy that. Use Fund My Comic to buy all those chibis if you like them. Chibis are great. I do like chibis. I do chibi patches. What do you guys think of the chibi patch?
Yeah.
Here's a suggestion, a Halloween mask. Oh, that would be cool. I'm going to add a new extra to this campaign soon. I'm going to add the statue. I'm due statues. And
like you said, it needs to make sense with the campaign, just not arbitrary items thrown on there, just for the novelty of it. It needs to make sense with the campaign.
Here's Doc Quasar. We're gonna end with Doc today.
Cool.
Doc needs your help,
before
guys.
we get into this one, Luke, there was someone say, you said you charge 3% on Fund My Comic.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, when you look into it, there's additional fees. Do you want to address that? Is there additional fees?
Oh, we charge 3%. The bank charges 3% plus 30 cents per transaction. That's across the board. Indiegogo charges 5% plus the bank fee of 3% plus 30 cents transaction. Kickstarter does the same thing. Crowdfunder does the same thing, right? They all do the same thing. We're talking about our fees. Our fee is 3%. Kickstarter fee is 5%. Indiegogo is 5%. The bank fee is something that we can't do anything about. You're going to have to pay that, but that's done through Stripe. They take their fee, okay? So that's the only extra fee that you have is the bank fee. You don't have our, we don't add anything extra. So Doc Quasar is a pretty cool looking book. It's got a decent creative team on this. The art looks nice, but it's got Mackenzie Workman, who is the writer writes for Silverline, does it, and Wooba, who does Cat and Mouse, also for Silverline. It's doing the line art, but the colorist is Dave Kemp. What a big hitter he's got on this, man. And the book is coming along, but he definitely needs getting some traction.
Loving
on this thing. He needs some loving. He needs some Doc loving. Look at this. He doesn't have a trailer. He's got a trailer I think he's going to be putting up soon. So we're trying to help him get that. Trailer would help a lot. But this is his first campaign that he's ever done. And he's got PDF for $3. Super cheap. The book is $6 plus shipping for the black and white edition. The color edition is $10 for the PDF, the color PDF. So I guess there's a black and white PDF for $3. The color PDF is $10. The color book virgin cover is $20. He's got another one, the cover A, $20. This cover will be updated, but it's the Reaper Destroyer cover. He's got some chibis. Cool. And obviously everything's still locked because he's trying to get some traction. But yeah, he's running a long campaign because it's a long go. He's finally got the inks back for the Reaper Destroyer crossover cover. Looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Shadowhawk says a plushy Chrome Dog. Yes, please. I think so. I think a plushy Chrome Dog is in order.
Crushy Chrome Dog would work too.
Yeah, a crushy one. But yeah, guys, check this out. Go over to Fund My Comic. There's more campaigns that are getting ready to go live over there and campaigns that are live. You just look down in here and it'll say what they are. A lot of these are I'm seeing because I'm an admin. Yeah, a lot of these you see because I see because I'm an admin. There's secondary stuff that's been created.
Oh, nice.
Sanjay
You got Gary
is
coming
live.
over.
What's that?
I said you got Gary Shipman coming over. That's great.
I do. Yeah, Gary Shipman is coming over. That's going to be a great campaign. We've got Merkmaid launches in May. We've got Edwin Acevedo is doing his book this month in April. We've got Marv V launches tomorrow. We've got so many great people that have got
Tropical
campaigns.
Magic's launching on Saturday.
Tropical Magic launching on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, like I can't even. It's gonna be to the point to where I can't keep track of everybody that's over there. So and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that day. So I set up a new.
Yeah, and April Fools, because I'm from Latin America and we don't know what that means.
Right. Paging Dr. Love. Dr. Love. Yeah, let's give these books a chance. Go over there and take a look at them. And hey, I want to thank. We've been at this for 3 hours and 15 minutes. We're going to close down now. I'm tired. I got to go to work. I've got books to draw. Okay.
I gotta go to work. I'm tired. I gotta go to work.
Gotta go.
Yeah, I'm tired and I gotta go to work.
I haven't stopped working, guys.
I've got too much to do. So, guys, check these books out and give those things a look. We still have
show this beautiful man.
We still have
love.
30 people watching between all these platforms. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe on that YouTube. Hit that bell so you get notified of when we're going to be going live. I do a number of quick draws and things like that we put up there. Be sure to check out eracomics.store for all the great stuff. There's a nice t-shirt up there. Death Can Wait. I'm making comics. You're going to want that t-shirt. Randy and I live that. We're living examples of that.
Available now. Yep.
Available now. There's a lot of things on PDF over there. That there is Spank the Monkey.
Couple of
is
them
on
in color.
PDF only.
Issues of Spank the Monkey available over there.
Yep.
Spank the Monkey.
Spank the Monkey is available only on digital right now.
Yep.
So definitely check that out.
Issue 2 is my favorite. They go to strip clubs. So
nice.
It should
only
be
for kids.
Only not for kids.
Only for kids.
Not
only
for
kids.
Are you sure about that?
It's not
I'm
for
sorry,
kids.
I had to say it.
At your local library soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really,
Yeah, I
if
had to
was
say that.
looking for Oni, I'd already be there.
Yeah. Go to littlemerkmaid.com. Sign up for that mailing list. It is going to launch. That is going to be a hugely successful campaign, I believe. It's going to be funny, and it's also going to have a really good story attached to it at the same time. So you guys are going to enjoy that book. Pixel Trader's putting together a fantastic book. It's got a fantastic creative team, and you are not going to want to miss out on that one. It is going to be fantastic. And Devil Flyer is going to be launching on. It's already launched. Where's Devil Flyer at?
It's going to be on Fund My Comic at April 30th.
April 30th, Fund My Comic.
Yeah, the Ashcan is on Indiegogo right now, but the also I'm building a campaign over on Fund My Comic for the second chance, if you will, or the second printing of the Ashcan, which with a brand new cover, brand new back cover, 8 pages of new content, and some new tchotchkes to go with
Ooh,
it. Plus a
excellent.
free mini comic.
Wow,
that
that's
will
all
be
kinds of stuff,
drawn
man.
by me and put out
What's
with
going on?
Man, you're killing it, dude.
I'm trying.
That's awesome. So yeah, check that out over on Fund My Comic. It's going to be over there. So keep an eye out for that.
Coming soon.
Yep.
2 campaigns.
And then 2 campaigns. And then Pedro, the keeping bacon sexy.
Yeah.
Over there.
With a little Hawaiian punch.
Going
Oh,
live
yeah.
on Fund My Comic in just a couple days.
Yeah.
Just a couple days, guys. Check him
Get
out
ready.
over there. Fundmycomic.com.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
back
sharing the
those
trailer.
books, man.
I'm sharing the trailer, so People can
Oh, you
check
are?
it out.
Yeah, let's watch the trailer real quick.
Which he animated himself.
Yes, all.
Yes. Very cool. I love it, man. I need to fix the end of my trailer.
Yeah.
It still says Indiegogo on there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get that done this afternoon. Who knows?
I can do that real quick for you. Just hit me
I might
up.
have you do that, yeah.
I need
Yeah,
Pedro
I'm
to
like,
fix
oh my
the end of
gosh.
mine as well.
Stupid Indiegogo. Stupid Indiegogo.
That's
Those
the
guys
attitude.
Suck.
Yeah,
Those guys suck.
suck.
If you're still messing with them folks, man, I love you, but I'll be praying for you.
I pity the fool. I pity the fool.
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
Yeah, guys, I want to thank everyone that's been watching this morning. Chat, you're amazing. You're why we do it. It's why we take 3 hours out, 3.5 hours out of our day on a Thursdays to come hang out with you guys. You're a lot of fun. You're a lot of fun. Don't forget to check us out on Tuesday nights on Nerdcap. We might be moving that to Sunday nights. Still not sure yet. Make sure you check out Randy Zimmerman Friday mornings.
Indie Comics Network, Friday morning at 5 a.m. I do Comics by Night. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking at the Alex Toth by Design book, which is a collection of his character sheets that he did while he was doing animation work, along with a bunch of notes. We already looked at it, a little bit of it last week. We're going to look at it even more this week. We should be able to get to Super Friends, I'm thinking. All of the sheets that he did for the classic Super Friends show. And also Sunday mornings, I do another show called Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. Eastern time, where we talk about all the stuff that we love that keeps us inspired and keeps us doing what we love to do. Cartoons. I'm thinking about showing old movie serials. There's all sorts of great stuff
Randy,
over there to keep
you
us
need
inspired.
to drop
and keep
your
us going.
link. I need to see if I'm subscribed to you. I have original Herculoids by Toth and other.
Hey, Randy,
Oh,
I have a
do you?
question, though.
Come on,
Yeah,
that's my jam.
Yeah.
I have a question,
Super
Randy.
Friends.
I love that stuff. Toth is
Oh, yeah, it's
I love
great.
everything by Toth. Go ahead,
Johnny
Pedro.
Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny
Have you
Quest.
done like a Sunday Funnies, like concentrating on Alex Toth?
No.
If you're doing it, count me in, man. I have a lot of insight, like animation wise. Like he's one of the guys who bridge comics and animation, like in technique wise. So it would make a very interesting show.
You're always welcome over there. We can do it. We can do
Yeah,
it.
let's do that.
Absolutely.
That's going to be
Oh,
very
yeah,
interesting.
don't forget
You want to do it this Sunday? What you're doing this Sunday?
This Sunday, like I'm launching. Actually, I'm launching.
Oh, okay,
The Tropical
He's a
Magic
little busy.
at my
You're a little
girlfriend's
busy.
house. But I'm gonna be barbecuing and streaming at the same time. Like I'm getting a setup. I have like an offset smoker,
Oh, nice.
and I'm getting like tomahawk steaks and ribs.
I'll pray
So I'm
for
gonna
Rich
your
do
girlfriend.
that.
Too bad
Yeah.
you can't do your podcast in Smell-O-Vision.
Yeah,
Which-
actually. But
Which
I'm gonna do
girlfriend?
Yeah,
Scratch and sniff.
Scratch and sniff.
scratch and snip screen.
Yeah.
Smell of it.
Randy,
That'd be
drop your
awesome.
link. I want to make sure I'm subbed to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you can find it Indie Comics Network. We're archived over there. You can find me on Facebook all you want. Aerocomics.store. It's where you can go
Okay.
get some of my stuff. Like, where is it here? Give me a second. Let me reach it. Let me go for it. HeroBot Zero.
HeroBot Zero.
Available over there. It's the adventures of a 3-foot-tall giant robot as he defends his city from large monsters as long as he can do it on the clock. Calico of Shard, which is a nice fantasy book that I wrote with artwork by C. Michael Lanning. Revolt is over there, a good collection anthology of short stories. Glenn's got a short story in there. I've got a short story in there. Paragon, which is a superhero book that I absolutely love with artwork by J.R. Harris. It's my creation. You can go over there and catch all of that over at aerocomics.store. A couple of PDF files of Spank the Monkey. There's all sorts of stuff available over there.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it.
Lots of stuff.
Yep.
Spank the Monkey.
All right. Pedro, do you have a show?
Do it now.
Do it now. Yes.
Well, yeah, I do have the James and Pedro show. It's on every Tuesday at 6 p.m. And I'm starting the animation school next week. I'm preparing the first video. So it's going to be short 10-minute videos like you can follow. But I'm
nice.
planning on doing one-on-one classes with groups of 8 and a live stream every week. So for those who won't be able to afford like the personalized classes, so it's going to be like a live stream every week when we can review like, okay, we're doing like this principle of animation. And then once we get like the critical mass, I want to make like an animation dojo, which is like a monthly challenge of animated shorts, like short 10-second things, so we can go over. Okay, you want to choreograph a fight,
cool,
and or you want to do like moving pan with guy running away from the screen. Like how do you do that? So stuff like that.
Oh, very interesting.
To get stuff rolling with people in animation. So yeah, that's my plans for 2023. Complete independence, baby. Yeah.
Complete independence.
Sweet.
It feels good.
Mhm.
It feels good not to have their chains around your neck.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
It really does. Guys, go out there, make something, man. Make something. Build up more than you tear down. It's okay to be a little salty. It's okay to complain a little, but don't get stuck in that. Go out there and turn all that stuff that pisses you off and make something great. Do something. Leave the wood pile higher than you found it. Make life a little easier for somebody today. Even if they're not grateful, the universe repays you. Good karma. I want you to do that. And above all, I want you to go out there and I want you to be careful, okay?
Yes,
be careful out there, guys.
Be careful out there.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. 2 Caucasians of the male persuasion put a bullet through the cashier's brain. Moving on, I see a 211, half a dozen 459, 218 W's a GTA, and several miscellaneous crimes. Homicide.